Saturday Night Hoops presented by Krieger Ford. You're looking live here at Westerville North High School here in Westerville, Ohio, where tonight your Warriors take on St. Ignatius out of Cleveland in the lone meeting of the year with the Wildcats. Hi, everybody. It's Rick Cooper playing a little bit hurt this afternoon, but they're going to have to carry us out of this building. There was no way we were missing it. Fourth time. These two teams have met all time. Second time ever here at Westerville North, and we're excited to bring it to you tonight here on the Westerville North Sports Network. We do welcome you to Saturday Night Hoops. They are presented exclusively by our good friends at Krieger Ford, and we welcome you to the North Star Family Dental pregame show. North Star Family Dental is a proud supporter of Warriors Athletics. Enjoy a free whitening with a new patient exam, cleaning, and x-rays. To learn more, call them at 614-682-6213 or learn more online at northstarfamilydental.com. Well, it is the fourth meeting all time between Ignatius and Westerville North. The Warriors, the Wildcats, have won all three previous meetings, including one last year, 87-78, back on December the 7th, up at St. Ignatius. The North loss dropped them to 1-2, but Westerville North did not lose again. They ran off a stretch of 24 straight wins to end the season en route to the Division II state championship. And the Warriors come into tonight at 12-1 overall. They're a perfect 8-0 in the OCC Capital. North is coming off a 92-66 home win last night against Trevor Kielmeyer in Westerville South. Tony Cornett finished with a career-high 31 points in that game on 12 of 23 shooting. Cornett has 74 points over the past three games in wins against Cincinnati, Aiken, Delaware Hayes, and Westerville South. North shot 33 of 66 from the field in that game for 50% with the win. North finished the 2025-26 regular season at 3-0 against Westerville South and Westerville Central, and once again has officially ruled DeVille this season. The St. Ignatius Wildcats are 2 seasons removed from a Division I state championship. Last year they won 22 times before losing 58-54 in the Division I state Final Four to Olentangy Orange, the eventual state champs. Ignatius senior forward Damon Friery, a Dayton product playing at Dayton now, had an opportunity to win the game on a 17-footer at the end of regulation that he probably makes 8 out of 10 times. Missed the 17-footer. The game went into overtime, and Olentangy Orange won that overtime session 12-8. Friery finished that game with a game-high 23 points. Junior Levi Davis, who's playing football at Ohio U, led Olentangy Orange with 16. Ignatius is the Westerville North JV. I got to pause a minute again, playing hurt. I'm going to take every pause I can get. They are undefeated right now, and we're down about 15, 16 points at the end of the third quarter. They have cut it to 8 with about 4 minutes left in this game. Ignatius comes into this game tonight at 11-5 overall. But don't let their record deceive you. 4 of their 5 losses have come against out-of-state national powers, 3 of them from the state of California, and 1 of them from Utah. Their lone Ohio loss was 55-54 to a Lutheran East team that has won 3 consecutive state championships. It's the same Lutheran East team that handed North its only blemish this season, a 51-49 loss at Capital back on December the 21st. The Wildcats have won 3 in a row. They have won 6 of 8, including a 71-60 win last night at home against Canton McKinley. So like Westerville North, they are playing back-to-backs, and unlike Westerville North, they didn't get to do both of them at home. Had to get on a bus and get down here today. The Wildcats are led by 6'6 senior R.J. Jones, who will play with Ty Perkins next year at the University of Akron. Jones averages 15 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2 assists while shooting 49% from the field. It should be a fun night of hoops. We're excited to bring it to you tonight here on the Westerville North Sports Network. We take a quick look At tonight's injury report, nobody on it for Westerville North. For St. Ignatius, they have a couple of guys out that were starters or at least potential starters. Denahi Melton, their 6-foot sophomore guard, is likely out for the year with a torn meniscus. He injured that in their win against St. Ed's 28 days ago down at Cleveland Public Hall. Had surgery yesterday. Was a part-time starter at point guard, averaging 6.5 points. Could possibly return for the playoffs, but talking with Tom Parker, he doesn't expect it. Also out for the year is Jake Lamarant, 6'5", sophomore forward, a fractured fibula, suffered it during football season. He would have contended for a starting spot on this basketball team. Again, could be a guy that they could see come tournament time, but is not very likely. So that is a look at tonight's injury report. We have a lot coming up on a packed North Star Family Dental pregame show. I'm going to drink some agua and try to get a little bit healthier, but we're going to talk to Shan Trusley coming up next, courtesy of Smile Doctors. We'll introduce you to tonight's Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups, and we'll tell you a little bit more about this team from St. Ignatius, some of their rich history, and we'll tell you about last year's meeting up at Sullivan Gymnasium. It's St. Ignatius out of Cleveland in town in Westerville to take on the Warriors. More of the North Star Family Dental pregame show coming up after this 60-second timeout, courtesy of State Street Advisors, as you watch Warriors Athletics here on the Westerville North Sports Network. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. Conveniently located at 647 Park Meadow Road in Westerville, Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is ready to equip you with a comprehensive evaluation of your current financial state to assist you in planning for your future. State Street Advisors will help guide you in formulating a series of achievable steps that can help you reach your objectives. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. Phone 614-895-2584 or visit StateStreetAdvisors.com to learn more. Mark Kavanik is an investment advisor representative offering securities and advisory services through Cetera Advisors, LLC. Member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer and registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity. State Street Advisors, wealth creation, preservation, and transfer. It feels like we just did this. We did about 20 hours ago. We get a chance to talk some basketball with Shan Trusley as we count you down to tonight's Middlefield Bank opening tip. It's Westerville North and St. Ignatius, not only a state power, but a national power. And Coach Trusley going to talk hoops with us, courtesy of Smile Doctors, 5749 Maxtown Road in Westerville. They're the exclusive sponsor of our interviews with the head coach all season long. Coach, we're playing sick tonight, man. We're going to battle through this, but I got to carry us out of this building. So right back at it after the win last night, and St. Ignatius in this building. Second time, I think, in the history of Westerville North Athletics to have them here. Pretty big opportunity for your guys.
Today's a really good day. These are the games that we want to play at Westerville North. The fact that we get to play, Cleveland St. Ignatius, and we get to play them at home is something that we're excited about. You always want to elevate your program, and this is one of the ways you can do it by inviting, one of the best schools, one of the best teams in the state to your home floor. Last year we went up there, and so they're returning the favor today. And I think the community's looking forward to it.
That last year, December 7th, they win that game 87-75. Remember, after we were below 500 at that point, 1-2, but there was no panic from you, from your staff, your guys, and end up winning 24 in a row to a state championship. How valuable was that game as you look back on the 7th of December? How much more valuable could this be here on the 31st of January, just a month away from the tournament?
Last year when we left St. Ignatius's gym, I felt really good about our team, and the coaches felt really good about our team. Now the kids were down. The kids are bothered. They never want to lose a basketball game, but I knew we had something special when we completed that week, because if you remember earlier in the week, we played Olentangy Orange at Orange, and then we turned around and played St. Ignatius on Saturday. So we felt really good about our team and felt good about the possibilities. And I think that's going to happen today. I think when this game is over, we're going to feel really good about our team and the possibilities.
Begins a stretch or continues a stretch, maybe started last night, 10 games, 26 days, and there may not be another Ignatius on the card. Lima Senior might argue with that, but man, what a stretch to end the year. I mean, Westland, Big Walnut, Lima Senior, Ignatius, I'm missing others that are on there, Pick Central, that makeup game with the snow. How much does that, and that goes box, what does it go? Box goes right up against tournament play. How valuable, just big picture, can all those games be? I mean, this is going to be a battle-tested team by the first week of March for sure.
You get to this point of the year, the kids want to play. As coaches, we want to practice. The kids want to play. So I think our schedule down the stretch is going to prepare us for that tournament. And when you look at that schedule and you look at those games that you mentioned, all those teams are different. So different styles of play, different personnel, and that's how the tournament is. From game to game, you play different styles and different personnel. So, this stretch of basketball, like you said, over the next next 26 days, I think are going to help us get ready for the tournament. And, the kids want to be successful today. They want to be successful next week. They still have goals in mind. They want to win a league championship. And so we've got to play really good basketball to make that happen here.
Would you agree? Not only is it better, a lot better basketball than what you saw the final 10 games last year? And it seems like a lot of them in a short period of time. And you're playing every 2.6 days, you're playing a game.
Yeah, like I said, the kids want to play. We've had some stretches here where we've been playing like once a week.
Yeah.
I think there's been, since the turn of the new year here, we've only had 1 week where we went like a Tuesday, Friday. Now we got a bunch of Tuesday, Fridays coming up. So, we're looking forward to it. And the kids are excited. The coaches are excited. And like I said, it should help us down the stretch. And we have goals. And one of our first goals we need to accomplish is we need to win that league championship. And we have an opportunity to do that, starting next Tuesday at Westland. And so next week is a big week, and we're kicking it off today.
You get to 12-1 with that win last night, 92-66 over South. We bring Coach Pack up after the offensive coordinator, and I could just sense, and wasn't just a sense, he said it, not necessarily thrilled with the offense. I think there were a number, he had maybe 4 assists in the first half, so I'm confused there because you scored 92. It's a season high, but was the ball stuck? Was it not moving as well as you'd like, and did it improve in the final 16 minutes?
It did. We only had 4 assists in the first half, and we had 19 for the game. Yeah. So we ended up with 15 assists, and then the kids recognized that measurement. Mm-hmm. The number doesn't lie. So 4 assists in the first half, 15 assists in the second half. That tells the kids and it tells the coaches we played better basketball. And you might look at that final score and we were talking earlier, how can someone be upset with 92 points? We have expectations. The kids have expectations, and I didn't think we played up to our expectations in that first half last night. And defensively, we had to be better, and I thought we improved in the second half. But it was a great win in terms of a league win over one of our rivals. But the standard is the standard, and we want to play really good basketball night in, night out.
What are your thoughts tonight on Ignatius? 11-5 right now. People are going to say they're down. Wide key fight. Maybe it's different than a year ago, but Tom Parker said people are kind of underestimating them right now. They say he doesn't know. They don't know me. They don't know our guys. I look at the numbers. They've got 1 loss against an Ohio team, and everybody else against some pretty good teams across the country.
Yeah, they're one of the best teams in the state. Don't let Coach Parker fool you. They're the best team, the best Division I team in Northeast Ohio, in my opinion, and they're one of the 5 best Division I teams in the state of Ohio. And it's hard to rank teams because they're not playing each other. But when I look at their talent, when I look at how they play, they're going to contend for a Division I state championship this year. When I talk to people here in Ohio, when I'm getting ready for this game, doing some scouting, they say the same thing. They're one of the best teams in the state of Ohio, regardless of division. But they again are in contention for a Division I state title, and I'm sure we'll see their names somewhere on a bracket down the road in Division I. won, either in a regional final or a state semifinal or a state final.
They got shooters, they got slashers all over the floor. The one guy that we saw more than the rest, R.J. Jones, 9 a game last year, 15 this year. Is that where you put your focus? Is he the guy that concerns you most?
He is really, really talented. He's a University of Akron commit, so he's going to go up there and spend time with Westerville North alum Ty Perkins. But you can't get caught up in just focusing on one guy because they have so many other talented kids. Alex Mack is someone who can knock down a bunch of threes. Carlos Vaughn is a really talented sophomore. Sammy Dari, the young man Melton who comes off the bench, and then they have a big kid inside, 6'8". So, and it just, if you go to St. Ignatius and you play basketball, you can play. Yeah. And so, they're talented, and you have to guard all 5 spots.
Coach Pack told us after the game last night that you did something a little different, kind of hugging shooters on the perimeter to not let them. Sal, you talked about how well they shoot the ball and how you didn't want that to be the difference. There are probably better shooters in this game today, and maybe even better creators and attackers. What's the approach? How do you deal with guys like R.J. Jones getting to the rack and Alex Mack, who Coach Parker says is the best shooter in the state?
We start by winning the line of scrimmage. We have to win the line of scrimmage. That we use that football term. Yeah. We can't get beat off the dribble. Can't happen, because if they get beat off the dribble, now they can beat us multiple ways. They can get it all the way to the basket, or if they make us help, now they can find their shooters. So our kids know the plan today. They've got to stay in front of the ball, and we know they're gonna have some success. But what we have to do is, we have to be in gaps, and if they do pass it, we need to stunt at the ball, show ourselves at the ball, and then recover to shooters, and get a hand up and challenge that shot. Then we got to rebound the miss. So it's going to be a really good game today, I think, against 2 outstanding teams, and it's going to be fun.
Okay, one offensive question. You were telling us they bring a lot of pressure. What's your message offensively to your guys?
We got to move it. We got to share it. We went through a stretch where we had like 4 straight games of 20 plus assists, right. And last night at halftime we weren't on that pace, and we picked it up in the second half. We're going to have to beat that pressure with the pass today. We don't want to try to dribble through it. They're big, they're long, they're strong. So we're going to have to move the ball. We're going to have to share it. We're going to have to swing it. We're going to have to get paint touches. We're going to have to throw it inside. We got to use the whole floor, because if we keep it on one side of the floor, they're going to be really good at defending only half the floor. So we got to use the whole space, and we got to make them defend the whole space.
Good stuff. Thanks for your time, Coach. Best of luck, and we'll see you Friday night at Big Walnut, or here against Big Walnut for sure, but best of luck tonight.
Thank you so much.
That's head coach Shan Trustley here on the North Star Family Dental pregame show. That interview brought to you by our good friends at Smile Doctors. Choose Dr. Reed, because Smile Doctors provides great orthodontic care that's built on trust, experience, and outcomes. You can schedule a free consultation by calling them at 392-5610 or visit smiledoctors.com. We'll take a break. The Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups are coming up next. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. Conveniently located at 647 Park Meadow Road in Westerville, Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is ready to equip you with a comprehensive evaluation of your current financial state to assist you in planning for your future. State Street Advisors will help guide you in formulating a series of achievable steps that can help you reach your objectives. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. Phone 614-895-2584 or visit StateStreetAdvisors.com to learn more. Mark Kavanik is an investment advisor representative offering securities and advisory services through Cetera Advisors, LLC. Member FINRA, SIPC, a broker, dealer, and registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity. State Street Advisors, wealth creation, preservation, and transfer. Well, 68-64, and a three-pointer going to come up a little bit short, and the Westerville North JV takes their first loss of the season. What a run for Ben Pack against a really talented St. Ignatius team. They beat them 68-64. Warriors rallied late and made it interesting. If you're just joining us, we're playing a little bit sick today, but we're going to battle through it, so ask for a little bit of grace as you hear this voice maybe not sound, it's never pretty, but it's going to be a challenge today as we battle, but no way we were missing this one. St. Ignatius and Westerville North, as we welcome you back to the North Star Family Dental pregame show. North Star Family Dental is a proud supporter of Warriors Athletics. They'll give you a free whitening with a new patient exam, cleaning, and x-rays. Call them at 682-6213 or visit them online at northstarfamilydental.com as we count you down to tonight's Middlefield Bank opening tip. St. Ignatius in town. The Wildcats wear blue and gold. Founded in 1886, they still remain at their original location, 1911 West 30th Street. I don't think it's too far from the Cleveland Zoo is kind of where that area is. It's an all-boys school, grades 9 through 12, an enrollment of $1,500. Tuition this year about $21,000. If you walk in there and don't have any financial aid or academic scholarships, you just pull out the checkbook and write a check. 2 boys basketball state titles, 2001 and 2024. They have 4 football national championships under a legendary head coach by the name of Chuck Kyle. Won those in 89, 93, 95, and 2008. Their football team this year, they have had 2 head coaches since Kyle retired after the 2022 season. They went 1-10 this year as Tom Kaufman took over in his first year at the helm. They were the number 12 seed in Division I, Region 1, and lost 24-17 in overtime at number 5 Perrysburg in round 1, and that was on Halloween night. Wildcats have won 58 state championships in 11 different sports. Their best sport maybe are football or soccer. Soccer, 14 state championships, 6 consecutive from 2019 to 2024, 9 in the past 12 years. The 2025 Wildcat soccer team finished 18-1-2. They lost in penalty kicks to Dublin Jerome in the Division I state title game at Crew Stadium. Match was tied at 2 at the end of regulation. They went through 2 scoreless overtimes before it finally went to penalty kicks. Jerome Jr. Sean Dempsey scoring in the 7th round of penalty kicks to give the Celtics the dramatic 3-2 victory. It was Jerome's first ever state championship in boys soccer in their 4th Final Four appearance. The Celtics have avenged a 2-1 loss to St. Ignatius during the 2025 regular season. So soccer, 14 state titles. Football, 11 state championships. Last one coming in 2011. 4 in boys cross country, 9 in rugby, 8 in ice hockey. Most recently, 2024 boys basketball record coming into this season. They had 1,432 wins, and with 11 right now, they are at 1,443 all-time wins. And if you're a Northeast guy at all, they play their high school football games over at Byers Field in the city of Parma. So many distinguished alum from this team, and it's not the night to have a voice that's going out on you, because it would take us 20 minutes to tell you. We'll give you just a couple. LaCharles Bentley played in the NFL with the Browns and the Saints, was a 2-time Pro Bowler and an 01 Ohio State grad, so he played on that Ohio State National Championship team. Anthony Gonzalez, an American politician, U.S. representative for the 16th Congressional District, played college football at Ohio State, was drafted by the Indianapolis Colts, played with Peyton Manning in Indianapolis. Jack Corrigan, a St. Ignatius grad. If you're an Indians baseball fan, you know that name. Before there was Matt Underwood, there was Jack Corrigan on WUAB up in Cleveland, was the voice of the Indians. 1974 St. Ignatius grad that went on to be the voice and currently is the voice of the Colorado Rockies out in Denver, Colorado. Larry Dolan, the 93-year-old majority owner of the Cleveland Guardians, is from St. Ignatius. We don't like to talk about him much. He's the guy that changed the team name from the Indians to the Guardians. He's an alum. Mike Hegan, former Indian pitcher, that was Jack Corrigan's right-hand man for many of those years, was an Ignatius grad. Drew Haddad, that played in the NFL with the Bills, Colts, and Chargers, was a St. Ignatius grad back in 1996. And maybe the one that you might know more than the rest, I don't know, maybe some of you NFL fans, Brian Hoyer is a St. Ignatius grad. Brian Hoyer, the guy that backed up Tom Brady for so many of those years, had one stint, I think left, went to the Browns, went back and backed up Tom Brady again. He is now an analyst for the New England Patriots on NBC Boston and was recently, just this past summer, inducted into the St. Ignatius Hall of Fame. This Chuck Kyle, their legendary head coach, sixth greatest high school football coach of all time, according to Max Preps, that spent 40 years as St. Ignatius coaching football and an English teacher, as we said, national championships, 11 state championships. He is a 1968 grad as well. And the only other one we'll give you, Oliver Luck. If you're an Andrew Luck fan out of the NFL, his dad, who has since been an athletic director, among other things, at West Virginia. He is an Ignatius graduate as well. So those are some of the distinguished alum from these two programs.
After a miracle occurred.
St. Ignatius 3-0 all-time in this series. They won the meeting last year, 87-75 up at Sullivan Gymnasium. The Warriors trailed by only 4, 66-62, before the Wildcats went on a 19-10 run in the fourth quarter. They pulled away, won by 13. It was the Wildcats' 17th straight win, dating back to last season. Ignatius' last loss was almost 11 months earlier. St. Ignatius shot 60% from the field. They held Westerville North to just 37%. The Warriors on that night, only 4 of 18 threes for 18%. Micah Young, Ty Perkins, a combined 1 of 11 from three-point range in that game for just 9%. So, that's what happened last year. First meeting back in 2001, 2002 was in this building. St. Ignatius won 68-44. Second meeting a year later, St. Ignatius won 74-39 up at their home gymnasium that they call Sullivan Gymnasium. We asked Shan Trusley before the game if this series will continue, because it was just a 2-year deal, a home and home. And at this point, nobody has said no, but nobody has said yes. So we'll see if it's on the schedule next season. Next time we talk to you is on Friday night. I promise we'll be healthier. Big Walnut in town. Eli Stump and his dad, Aaron Stump, the head coach. Gabe Stump, the younger brother. You got guys all over the floor that can play. Owen Pollock throwing bodies around. Carson Scholl has went from a shooter into really a versatile basketball player. Really had a good first outing against Westerville North. Did Carson Scholl. We'll have that one for you on Friday night. Some keys to victory from these two coaches. From St. Ignatius' perspective, we talked to Tom Parker earlier in the week. He said, Rick, we've got to have effort and discipline. We've got to win the rebounding battle. They want to limit their turnovers, and they want to force plenty by the opponent. Same thing Shan Trusley would say. He says we want to play fast fast and turn you over. They want to value the basketball. The number for them is 12. He said, Rick, we can't be perfect. Our turnover numbers have been good of late, but he said we've had turnovers at the wrong times, late in games. 2 games that he referenced, the loss to Lutheran East 55-54 back on January the 13th, and then they got hammered by what he called an NBA team, Wasatch Academy out of Utah, in that fly into the hoop event over in Dayton on January 17th. They got beat by 37 points in that game, 74-37, and it was another night that he said they did not value the basketball. Chantrussley wants that basketball moving tonight. 15 assists in the second half yesterday, only 4 assists in the first half. They want to do a better job moving it from left to right, making that defense rotate. They're going to have to value the basketball. The St. Ignatius pressure is so good in spots that the last couple of days, Westerville North has been playing 7 against 5 in some of their drills and practice, trying to simulate what they might see tonight. They only average 9 turnovers a game, do the Warriors, and they force 21 turnovers a game. So obviously that's going to be a storyline. And I think the other thing just to keep an eye on as a basketball fan is the fatigue factor tonight. Westerville North, 7 guys that really play in their rotation, and St. Ignatius is not much deeper. They have 8 guys that he said he's played 10, but typically plays about 7 or 8. They played last night, had a much tougher game against Canton McKinley, 2.5-hour ride down here to Westerville. You wonder what the fatigue factor might be for both of these basketball teams, with players that many of them have been sitting around much this week because of the snow and ice that would not get them or would not allow them to get into their respective gymnasiums. Coop, why don't we take a look at tonight's Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups as we count you down to tonight's Middlefield Bank opening tip. Chick-fil-A is on the move. The Sankis Boulevard location has moved to 1515 Polaris Parkway, and a brand new Westerville location at 680 Polaris Parkway, just west of Cleveland Avenue. It's now open, 2 brand new locations. Same great chicken. Chick-fil-A is the exclusive sponsor of tonight's starting lineup. Let's start, Coop, with Westerville North. The Warriors come in at 12-1. They are a perfect 8-0 in the OCC Capital. Tyson Perkins will start at 1 guard, 10.7 points a game, is 3rd best on this team. He dishes out a team best 4 assists and steals the ball 3.6 times a game, which is a team high as well. The 2 guard tonight is Elijah McCree. Boy, I knew he was quick. Boy, you saw the quick hands last night. He had 7 steals in that game against Westerville South, finished with 19 points after getting off to kind of a slow start. McCree, the team leader, at 19.6 a game, 3 rebounds, 38% on threes is a team high, 42 of 112 coming into this basketball game tonight. Elijah McCree with an offer right now from Division III Marietta. The power forward is Tony Cornett. Maybe the write-up in this game said he had 34, actually had 31 last night. Had a career high a couple weeks ago against Cincinnati Aiken with 24. Surpassed that last night. Had that 19-point game last Friday night against Delaware Hayes. He is playing high-level basketball right now. 14.5 points, 4 rebounds, and shooting 53% from the field. And Damian King will start at center, 2-year varsity guy and a first-year starter. He takes over for Nolan Fedak as the man in the middle on this Westerville North team. Damian King, 8.1 points, which is 4th best. 5.1 rebounds is 1st, and shooting 52% from the field. The head coach of Westerville North is one of the good ones, Chantrussley, the Warrior head coach. Can't believe this is year 13 for him as the Warrior head coach. 37th season overall. He'll turn 56 in 9 days, 10 days. Talking about Chantrussley. 2023 Division I State Coach of the Year, and the 2023 and 2025 OCC Capital Coach of the Year, 196 and 107. He wins at a clip of 65%, and has some good guys around him, and we'll highlight some of those guys. He's a 10th grade English teacher, assisted tonight by Lamont Tillman, Lawrence Pack, Kylie Gessner, Ben Pack, Jalen Hearn, and Amal Brown. That is the Westerville North coaching staff. Shan Trustley is the 4th head coach in Westerville North history. Wife Carrie, 12 years, 3 stepkids, Jake 36, son, daughter Bess 30, and son Mitch is 25. We continue on with the Chick-fil-A starting lineup for St. Ignatius. The point guard tonight is Sammy Dari, 6'2 junior, averaging 5.1 points and a team best 2.7 assists. 2-year varsity kid, first-year starter that gave them some good minutes off the bench last year in a backup point guard role, 2 points and a rebound a season ago. The 2-guard tonight is Alex Mack, was a starter in spurts last year. This year has really elevated his game. Last year, 5 a game. This year, 14 a game. As we said, Tom Parker says this young man is the best shooter in the state, and in particular in clutch moments. Tom Parker says he hasn't missed a free throw in a fourth quarter all season long. 14.2 points a game, had a career high 28 with 7 threes made out in that holiday showcase out in San Diego, where they lost 3 of their 5 games. He went off for 28 points against a team named Francis Parker. That was 2 days after Christmas. The small forward tonight is Carlos Vaughn, 6'5 sophomore, and even as a sophomore has offers already on the table from schools like Central State and interest from schools like Maryland and Dayton. First-year varsity kid, 8.5 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 1.5 assists. Special was the word that Tom Parker used describing Carlos Vaughn. R.J. Jones is the Akron commit that Shan Trustley talked about a few moments ago. 2-year varsity kid, 2-year starter, averaged 8.8 a game last year, which was 4th best on this team. This year, 15 points, 4.6 rebounds, 49% from the field, only 17% on threes, so they call him a capable shooter. But what this young man really wants to do is wreak havoc and get into the lane and get to the rim. 74% at the stripe, 55 of 74. The makes and misses at the charity stripe are both team highs. And the man in the middle tonight is the big fella, Keith Seedy. They call him Big Keith. Was the 10th or 11th man a year ago. 6'8 senior center, now 3.7 points and a team best 5.9 rebounds. Knows his role. It's simple. Come in there, rebound, defend, set screens, and finish around the rim. He's got a real nice touch around the rim, and says he can even step out and can be a catch-and-shoot guy on the perimeter as well. Tom Parker took over for Cam Joyce, who left after last year's Final Four appearance, went out to Loyola, California, to an all-boys school out there. They're already ranked in the top 25 in Los Angeles, and so it's kind of turned around a program that had trouble. They're now 14-14 out there. We wish him the best. Talking about Cam Joyce, and the new sheriff in town is 33-year-old Tom Parker, who was an assistant. It's his 2nd head coaching gig. Spent 1 year as the head coach at Euclid High School up in the Cleveland area, 2022-23, when he finished 7-16, 18-21 overall, 46%, and 11-5 in year 1 at St. Ignatius as their head coach. He's an assistant athletic director, is Tom Parker at St. Ignatius. As we said, Parker is an Ignatius grad. We'll tell you a little bit more about him because we have a moment. 2010, St. Ignatius grad, 3-year letter winner, played under Brian Becker, and then Sean O'Toole was his head coach. 2014, Lake Erie College grad. He got reconnected with Ignatius when he played against Cam Joyce in college. Cam Joyce was playing, I think, at Northwood, and Tom Parker at Lake Carey College, and Cam Joyce said, I didn't like playing against Tom Parker. Their athletic director, Rory O'Malley at St. Ignatius, Rory Fitzpatrick, I beg your pardon, says he's the best or second best defender that St. Ignatius has ever produced. So those guys went to head on the college basketball court and then ended up being on the coaching staff together. His coaching staff tonight is Pete Myconnect, who played at Oakland University, former head coach at Fairview High School. Rich Austin, year one, a 10 Ignatius grad like Tom Parker. Francisco Santiago, first season, 2012, Ignatius grad. Joe Isabella, 7th season, is a 15 St. Ignatius grad. And James Lockery, 2016 Ignatius grad in year one. So is Chase Toppins, first year. The JV head coach is Kenny Atkinson, and a couple of freshman head coaches. Blue team is Cam Carey, and the gold team is Jonathan Collins. Both of those guys in year one. First year for him at the helm. Spent a couple of years, 23 through 25 as the director of player development. 2022-23, as we said, went over to Euclid for a year, finished 7-16 as the Panther head coach, and 4 years prior to that, he was the freshman head coach at St. Ignatius. Has a fiancée, Hillary Hines, and 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl. Boy Aiden Parker, 11, the basketball player. Boy Josiah Parker, who is 7, the football player, and daughter River Parker, who is just a youngin', only 3 years old. He says what she likes right now are dance recitals. We'll take our final timeout. Those were tonight's Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups. We'll have the Middlefield Bank opening tip coming up next here on the Westerville North Sports Network.
Pay Social Security, you probably don't know all the facts about it, like where your money goes, or how much your Social Security protection is worth, or how old you'll have to be to get retirement benefits, or how much you'll receive when you're eligible. But there is one way to get all the facts, and that's by calling 1-800-772-1213 for the free booklet, Basic Facts About Social Security. That's 1-800-772-1213.
I let 6 of my employees go last year.
I let 5 employees go in 5 months.
In fact, just last week I let 3 go.
A lot of employers are letting their employees go to serve their country in the National Guard and Reserve. The Guard and Reserve has become more important than ever, making up 52% of our military force. So join the troops.
I haven't had to let any of my employees go, but when the time comes, I will.
Support your employees in the Guard and Reserve. A message from Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve and Ad Council.
Ready?
The national anthem for the best nation in the world. I will always stand for that national anthem as we get you set for tonight's Middlefield Bank opening tip. Travis Burwell worked last night like us. He's back again. Referee in this game today, 16 years. Ron Hanna, 25 years is the U1. Adrian Lawrence, another veteran, is our U2, 30 years. So we have a really good officiating crew with 71 years of experience between the three of them. Tonight's opening tip is brought to you exclusively by Middlefield Bank, your locally owned financial partner, proudly serving Northeast, Central, and Western Ohio. They're a full-service community bank with a variety of banking and lending solutions. You can learn more online at middlefieldbank.bank or stop in their brand new Westerville office at 450 Altair Parkway and see how MB can be your everything bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. If you're just joining us, I'm going to apologize up front. I'm going to ask for a little bit of grace. We are playing hurt today A little bit under the weather, but every time I get a little bit of agua, I'm okay. So we'll try to pause, maybe let the video do a little bit more talking in this basketball game and see if we can make it through 32 minutes of basketball. Westerville North comes into this game at 12-1. Warriors only blemished a 2-point loss on the 21st of December to Lutheran East. St. Ignatius 11-5. The Wildcats have won 3 in a row. They won 6 of 8. Won an 11-point win last night at home against a 13-win Canton McKinley team. And 4 of their 5 losses have come out of the state or against teams out of the state. I guess one of them was against a team out of Utah at Flying to the Hoop. They went out to a holiday tournament in San Diego and lost 3 games out there. Their only loss in the state against an Ohio team is the same team that beat Westerville North. Lutheran East, the 3-time state champs, has won 3 in a row, beat Ignatius by 1. They beat Westerville North by 2. That is a wrap on tonight's North Star Family Dental pregame show. Again, we say thanks to Dr. Christina Kulesa and the team at North Star Family Dental. If you're looking for a new dental practice that you can trust with the health of your family, look no further than North Star Family Dental. They've been voted a top dental practice in Columbus by the Dispatch, voted a neighborhood favorite by Nextdoor.com. Visit NorthstarFamilyDental.com to learn more. Ignatius in the visiting blue, gold numbers going right to left. Westerville North, the home white with some cardinal and gold trim. And we are underway as the Warriors win the opening tip on Saturday afternoon hoops presented by Krieger Ford. Warriors, ball was not moving the way they liked in yesterday's first half as Tony Cornett airballs a 3. Rebound to McCree, ends up in his hands. 3 no good, but another offensive rebound by Damian King. Warriors best at better than 5 a game. Underneath, Damian King, little jump hook, no good, and a defensive rebound to St. Ignatius. This is Sammy Dari, was a backup point guard a year ago. Dari got the step here around the perimeter to Mack, right side 3, never got there out of the hands of Carlos Vaughn. Rebound Westerville North. Tyson into the lane, little spin, but could not complete it. And a rebound to St. Ignatius. Sammy Dari off a screen out there from the big fella Keith Seedy. Stands at that left block. CD 6 rebounds a game, was the 10th or 11th man a year ago. And Sammy Dari had a foot on that sideline right in front of Lawrence Pack, the Warrior assistant coach. And a turnover is going to give it back to Westerville North. They need 1. Just underway. Damian King underneath to Cornett. Pass never got to him. Taken away by St. Ignatius. Still scoreless, a minute and a half in. Right side, it's Alex Mack, who had 7 threes in a game out at that holiday tournament 2 days after Christmas in San Diego. Now to R.J. Jones, and a foul as Jones, the slasher, tried to work on that right side. It's Damian King that tried to slow him down and apparently did a little bit too much. First on Damian, first on the team. Saturday afternoon hoops presented by Krieger Ford as Dari looking finds Seedy, and Seedy cannot finish from about 10 feet in the lane. Rebound Westerville North. McCree right side, fading, step back 3 is right there. 38% on the year for Elijah McCree. And Westerville North, the 3-0 advantage. Between the circles, it's Carlos Vaughn. CD will pop and hit some of those. 7 of them coming in, but this one off the mark, and Damian King snags the carom. Medhani back out to Tyson Perkins. The Warriors will reset. McCree got the step, eluded, but could not finish. Rebound Wildcats, 3-on-3 break. Dari right side and lost the basketball. No violation. Probably should have just picked it up and taken the violation because Elijah McCree would have never got that at the other end. He knew if he touched it first, after he lifted his feet, if he would have touched it next, it would have been a violation. So he let Westerville North pick it up, and they fired it to McCree. And Tom Parker says, I need a timeout. He's called the Sheets 30-second timeout with 5:12 to play in this opening quarter. Enjoy what you want, when you want it, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at Sheets. I want to say thanks to Stephan Family Dental. You see them as tonight's official game sponsor, providing comprehensive treatment plans and thorough communication throughout the process. It leads to outstanding, predictable results. Visit StephanFamilyDental.com. You also see Mike Freight and Fitness 19 on your scoreboard this afternoon. Big thank you to Fitness 19, where they now offer a 24-hour member access so you can work out on your own time. Start your month-to-month membership today for only $10 down. They've got a link in the comments section. Click on that and learn more or sign up today. Five 5-0 Warriors. Left side, they dump it underneath, and it never got there. Taken away by North. Behind the back to Tony Cornett, and he dropped it in. Beautiful pass by Tyson Perkins. Damian King got one at the other end, and finally St. Ignatius is on the board. Ignatius on the board, 7-2. 4.5 to play. Underneath, Damian King put it up and in. 9-2. Into the lane, basketball slap loose. Underneath, they tried to find 25. It's Carlos Vaughn, and it ends up in the hands. And Alex Mack gets his first two. Right side three by Elijah McCree hits again. And they got Denahi Melton in. Head coach Tom Parker said he was out with a fractured fibula. Guess he pulled the wool on her eyes on that one, as McCree to the other end missed it up close. Those will kill you, but Tony saves the day with a steal. He's not going to miss it. He put it up and in. Boy, those are the kind of plays you're not going to do, you can't do against a team that has been to a state Final Four and won a state championship. McCree's just got to lay that thing in. They're getting cute with it. Should I dunk it? Should I not dunk it? And that'll get Shan Trusley's blood pressure up. Tyson to the other end. Left side, McCree. His three is right there. Well, he makes up for it. He's got 11 in the quarter. And this is a 13-point basketball game. 17-4. St. Ignatius in big trouble right now. They'll hand it off to Denahi Melton. Melton to the lane for two. And at the other end, McCree for two more. Well, Tom Parker not happy with the defense. He's called the Sheets timeout with 2:17 to play in this opening quarter, and the Warriors by 13. It is Saturday Night Hoops. It is presented exclusively by Krieger Ford, 1800 Morse Road in Columbus, home of the Krieger Commitment. Best cars, best people, and peace of mind. Again, appreciate you hanging in there with us. If you're just joining us, we are under the weather today, but there was no way we were missing this basketball game. So the more agua that we drink, So you're going to hear us turn our headset down. We've got Hall's cough drops everywhere. Gallons of water. Going to try to get through it. Oasis City Church is tonight's Church of the Game. 2 locations. Visit oasiscitychurch.com for more details. Kyle Haskins with Geico Insurance is tonight's insurance agent of the game, ready to serve your family and save you money. You can learn more by visiting geico.com/Columbus-Haskins. And Empirical Sound and Lighting is the official sound and lighting company of the Westerville North Sports Network. They've been in Cleveland for more than 50 years, now serving the Columbus area as well. How do I learn more? I go to empiricalsound.com. Denahi Melton with it on that right wing. Well, what a strange story. Tom Parker told us there was a chance he could come back from the tournament time. That was just 5 days ago when we spoke. So Jesus doing some miraculous healing with St. Ignatius. 19-6, apparently. Into the lane, put up and missed badly. Boy, did they speed up right there. 21, Roman Gautner, who's checked in. McCree's 3 no good, and a defensive rebound to the Wildcats. They do not look comfortable right now. Melton, right side, guarded by Desmond O'Canny. Skips it left wing. 3 halfway down, no good by Joe Maloof, the lefty, and yet another rebound. It's one and done right now for St. Ignatius. Down 13 as we near the final minute of this opening quarter. As Medhani had it and then gets called for steps. I don't really like that call because the ball was still bouncing at that point, wasn't it? I don't know, man. I think that basketball was still loose. Can't be a travel on anybody if the basketball is loose or bouncing. Medhani was out of control, lost his footing. It wasn't a good situation, but I don't think it was a walk. Under a minute to play in the quarter. Sammy Darhe, now 10-footer on the rim, no good, out of the hand at 22. Tristan Watkins, who has checked in. Watkins, no good. The rebound, McCree, little 6-foot runner, is no good. And a defensive rebound to St. Ignatius. Half minute to play in the quarter. Joe Maloof, the lefty, is checked in. Maloof out there on that left forecourt, averages about 6 points a game coming off the bench. Has started a couple of games at that small forward spot in place of Carlos Vaughn. Off a screen, it's Darhe. Left baseline, Maloof, one of their best three-point shooters at 42%. No good. Warriors have a chance to answer. 3 seconds left. 2. Tyson scooped it up. They're going to wave it off. What are they going to get him for? An offensive foul. I'm waiting to see the call here. Ron Hanna's talking about it. Was the gesture a block or a charge? He didn't make either gesture, and now he's going to say the basket is good, and they're going to call a block on St. Ignatius. That was a strange scenario for a veteran official. Tyson Perkins with his first 2. They're going to charge the block to Sami Darhe, who just picked up his first. And Tyson Perkins, with everybody in their huddles, unable to make the free throw. And so the first free throw of the game, no good. And the score at the end of a quarter, Westerville North puts 21 on the board. And right now, dominating the 2024 Division I state champs as they lead by 15. I'm not sure about that call. Clearly got out of the hand of Tyson Perkins before the buzzer. And you don't fault Tyson there, right? He's just trying to get down the floor, Tyus Edney style, to try to make a play at the end of a quarter. But I'm not sure that was a blocking foul, and I have no idea why Ron Hanna turned it into a 2-minute theatrical production, but we'll take it. You may know know Alexis Coleman is the Meyer Cake Girl, but did you know that Alexis recently launched her own business? And tell you what, I'm going to let you just look at these photos. Dream big. If there's anything you've ever wanted on a cake, I'm telling you, Alexis Coleman can do it. Those Toy Story cupcakes that rotated through, those were for our family at a big event. Absolutely incredible. And maybe the most important slide on there right now, a $10 coupon, WNBB10. All you got to do is go to Facebook and type in Kate Coven Confections, and you'll see where you can use that $10 coupon. Nobody does it better than Alexis Coleman and Kate Coven. 21-6 underway here in the second quarter. Boy, R.J. Jones may have shuffled the feet as he lost his footing. Nothing called. Dari probably walked on the spin. Nothing called. And to the other end, 2 more points off turnovers. Well, you talk to Shan Trusley, they had that 7-on-5 drill this week where they played their starters against 7 dudes trying to simulate the Ignatius pressure. Tell you, through 9 minutes, maybe Tom Parker should have run that drill as well, because it has been the North pressure that has been the storyline. Here's another steal. Tyson to the basket. They're going to count it, and he was fouled. Boy, absorbed a blow to the head there. Did Tyson Perkins. The basket is good, and the foul up high on Alex Mack is his first. Tyson Perkins, 5th best on this team, 73%. 29 makes at the line is a team best. 29 of 40 for the 5'9 junior. 2-year starter, 2-time All-League, first team last year. Special mention as a freshman. 3 the old-fashioned way, give him 5. All of a sudden, this is a 20-point basketball game. And not much signs of life. It's not like they're missing good shots here. They aren't even getting shots. There's Alex Mack, their best 3-point shooter. And as Tom Parker said, the best shooter in the state. It's the best look he's had, but could not complete it. Right side, Tyson, no good. Kokani maybe got away with a push there, and a fresh possession for the Warriors. 26-20, about a minute and a half in to this second quarter. Saturday Night Hoops presented by Krieger Ford. Tyson into the lane. Medhani, he may have danced. Medhani to Okani, hit one at Delaware Hayes. No good, and a loose ball foul on Desmond Okani. I got no problem with any part of that possession. Desmond Okani's got 5 fouls to give. Not a guy that gets a ton of minutes, just a guy to give a breather to Damian King and others. Got a good look on that right wing. I think it was his 3rd career 3 that he hit at Delaware Hayes. Had 2 last year. First of the season, career high 7 points 8 days ago in that convincing win against the Pacers, who lost for the 11th straight time last night. 26-6, Denahi Melton out there directing traffic. Maybe going to try to play through the big here, and Carlos Vaughn instead goes left wing to R.J. Jones. Sammy Dari, and a foul as he tried to penetrate. They're going to get Nate Roman trying to slow him down. Foul on Roman is his first, team second. Nate Roman, the award winner, the Pat Lawrence Award last season, given to the best teammate. And I tell you, that award matters more to me than an MVP or anything else. Just being a great teammate says a lot about Nate Roman. Cornette got his hands on the basketball there. Ends up in the hands of the Akron commit, R.J. Jones. Dari just threw a one-handed pass, and Tony's going to make him pay at the other end. Well, they teach you not to throw one-handed passes. You shouldn't throw them unless you've got a one-word name. Irvin, Magic, Curry. And he put that right into the paws of Tony Cornette as Melton finally got to the rim for 2. So Denahi Melton with a half dozen. And the lead back to 20. McCree, open 3 is right there. Alex Mack, wasn't it Mack or was it? And it was Dargy that was late closing out, and Tyson just took it away. Tony's going to get another one at the other end. Rams it in with two hands. And St. Ignatius, are you kidding me? It might be time to fire up the Baron bus out in the parking lot already. This is a 25-point basketball game with 4:42 to play in this game, or this half. And did you see this coming? This is an 11-5 basketball team that went to the state Final Four a year ago and was a jump shot away from getting to the state championship. And they are being run out of this gymnasium right now. Tom Parker uses another timeout. He's down to 2 timeouts in this game. Gives us a chance to tell you that Turbo Wash Car Wash provides a superior wash and dry with one of their monthly membership plans. You can wash your car as many times as you like. That's all I can tell you about Turbo Wash Car Wash. I can tell you I'm a satisfied customer. I can tell you Quaker Steak and Lube has all-you-can-eat boneless wings on Tuesday night. Can sit there all night long for $22. Visit thelube.com. And I can tell you that Glenn's Sports Barn is a great place to have a graduation party or a private event. They've got this whole sports area, and they've also got a whole separate area where you can have the food and not have the food get destroyed by a basketball. Go to glensbarn.com, click on the contact option for more information. My sponsors are going to kill me as the pipe's not cooperating. We're hanging in there. And a foul on the floor here. I think they're going to get Tony with a little too much as he tried to slow down R.J. Jones, and that is going to be the call. Tony already with 10. Elijah McCree has 16 points, so that duo with 26, so Westerville North's first 33. So 33-8. As they get to inbound the basketball, and they finally will, as they go all the way out to the left forecourt, and Carlos Vaughn. Vaughn to the right baseline. Is that Maloof? It is. Maloof now to Alex Mack. Maybe not his game as much as spot shooting. Comes up short. Perkins in rhythm. His three no good. Boy, Maloof was late closing out and had his hands down and lived to talk about it, and then got loose underneath and put it in. Thought he should have come out with a little more urgency against Tyson Perkins as McCree straight to the rim for 2. I'm going to call it like we see it in a moment here as R.J. Jones, no good. Melton caught it and put it in. This defense on the basketball right now, pardon my French here, it's atrocious. Top of the key as Cornette, no good. And that ball going to be tied up, or they're going to call a loose ball foul. They're going to call it against Tyson Perkins, who picked up his first. He has been in a lot of foul trouble of late. Got in foul trouble in that Cincinnati-Aiken game. Got in foul trouble last night, but I could be kinder about it, but the reality is Ignatius can't handle the North's pressure, and number 2, they can't stay in front of anybody. Elijah McCree just looked like he was shooting a layup in the layup line as he went straight to the rim on that left side. Medhani, no, got the steal, and he'll get 2 free throws. See, they charge this to Coop. They're going to charge it to Joe Maloof. And what it is more than anything right now is it's kind of a head scratcher. You look like, I'm looking over at my on-site producer, Ricky Cooper, who's a basketball junkie. And we're looking at each other like, what the heck is going on? I mean, it's bizarre. Jacob Medhani with his first point. Tyson Perkins will sit down. Nate Roman back in. Second free throw for Medhani. The line drive is right there. So Medhani puts it in, and the lead right back up to 25. Boy, if you're St. Ignatius, you just need a little bit here, a little mini run in the final 3:20. Give you a little bit of optimism going into the locker room. And, boy, down even 15, 17, 18. You can get it down to 12 or 13. You'd feel like a winner. Like you've done something going into the second half. 20 is going to be hard to overcome. Into the lane. Good use of the body by Darhe, but he couldn't finish. And Damian King threw it off the foot of R.J. Jones. Here's the question of the day for 13 minutes of basketball. How many shots does R.J. Jones have right now? He's going to Akron next year. 15 a game. How many do you think? 2 shots, maybe. Leading scorer, kind of been a non-factor. McCree, they left him open again. 3 no good. Nobody boxed out Damian King, and his putback as he was falling to the ground. If it hits the top of that backboard and goes in, it counts. But you can see there's a cable up there. Well, I don't think we have a good enough camera for you to see that, but I promise you there's a little cable up there that is moving right now, and as soon as it hits any of that kind of apparatus or cables, it's dead at that point. So the ball back to St. Ignatius. Saturday afternoon hoops presented by Krieger Ford. Rick Cooper, the Westerville North Sports Network, as they get it underneath, and a little turnaround is right there. That was a good catch by Tristan Watkins. He's the best athlete on this team, the best leaper. Only averages 1.8 points a game and has about 4 Division III schools that already won his services. Top of the key, Elijah thought about a 3, goes left wing and hits again. What has he got in a half, Coop? 21 points? He's got 21 points in a half for McCree as Melton blocked by Tony Cornett. Melton into the lane, fouled by Tony on a second attempt. Second on Tony, 5th on the team. Warriors are over the limit. Melton was in the act of shooting anyway, but they'll get free throws. Will Ignatius on every foul the rest of the way. Wildcats average 12.3 free throw attempts a game. These are their first 2 with 1:54 to play in the half. Roman and Cornett will sit down. Who's back in? O'Canny is back in. Did Tyson just come in too? I think it was O'Canny, and I may have been, they're going big here. I don't know if Damian just checked back in or not. I think it was O'Canny and Perkins, but both of the bigs are going to play together here for the final 1:53, it appears, as Melton splits a pair. He's been a bright spot, 9 points in this first half. Left baseline, Damian King, his 3 no good, and a good backside rebound there by 14, Ian Peary, JV kid that just started dressing varsity in the last week. And what that says to me, Ricky Cooper, is Tom Parker's trying to find somebody. Going to put a uniform on you and I in a minute as they call the foul here on Elijah McCree. It's his first. And it'll take Denahi Melton to the line to shoot 2. He's only a sophomore. First one, front of the rim, no good. I mean, you want to make this story even more entertaining if you're watching this. Young man tore his meniscus a couple of weeks ago. That's not a funny part to the story. I'll give you the exact date on that. Tore it on January 3rd. Okay, but you want to know when you get bad info? They said he was having meniscus surgery yesterday. So this is a divine healing to be out here, 40-16. Between the circles, it's Tyson Perkins. Out there, O'Canny showing screen. He goes away from it and gets it to Damian King, who finishes again. Damian with 4, and that one knocked out of bounds by O'Canny out in transition. So 26-point basketball game, 42-16 with 1:10 to play. in this opening half. CME Federal Credit Union halftime report coming up. We'll give you a distinguished alum update on a player from St. Ignatius. Is that one taken away by Tyson? And Shan Trusley is going to call a Sheets timeout. I got to say it again. I'm just stunned at what I'm watching right now. That's an entry pass to the post that A, should have never been thrown. The player down there did not have a butt-in-the-gut ceiling. The pass is off the mark. I mean, there is nothing fundamentally right about that entry pass right there to the block. So I'm not sure what's going on, but I guarantee you that Tom Parker is not happy. Jason's Deli's the official deli of the Westerville North Sports Network. Whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, they can do it, providing variety, value, and quality ingredients. You can call them at 785-0431 or visit jasonsdeli.com. So Shan Trusley, the timeout with 1:02 to play. And Jacob Medhani, the senior, will bring it in. Does so to McCree as Ignatius uses this timeout to come out with a little zone press. Almost a 2-1-2 3-quarter. North goes right through it. Damian King, an offensive rebound. And he threw it off of another Wildcat. It'll stay here. You want a third key, talking X's and O's? Boy, Westerville North has gone to the backboards at will. I mean, there is not a single box out that has happened in 15 minutes and 12 seconds for the team in blue and gold. McCree, wide open, long three, backside of the iron. And a rebound to Ignatius. Melton in rhythm. His three, front of the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, no foul there. Put it up, no. Another opportunity and put up and in. So they get points out of the sophomore JV kid, Ian Peary. Medhani to O'Canny. Final 15 of the half. CME Federal Credit Union halftime report and the Turbo Wash first half stats. 10 seconds to play. Tyson picked up on a switch by Brody Spicer, who has checked in. McCree into the lane, no good. King got an offensive rebound, but the buzzer goes off before he could attempt to put it in. So, well, this is a score. When it gets posted, people start seeing this. It's going to be a double take and say, is that right? It is right. 42-18 is the score at the intermission. The CME Federal Credit Union halftime report is coming up. We'll take a look at the Turbo Wash halftime stats, but the one that matters says Westerville North is beating St. Ignatius. 47 wins over the past 2 seasons. They're beating them by 24. We'll talk about it coming up next here on the Westerville North Sports Network.
We are all searching for a place to belong, a place to fit in, a place to call home. We long for solid ground that allows us to grow far beyond our dreams, seeking guidance as we navigate life's lessons. Leaning on others' experiences to help unlock our full potential. Desiring authentic relationships, meaningful conversations, people to push us to success. Striving to define our purpose, find our mission, and following God's calling to change the world. We are all searching.
Halftime here at Westerville North. We're battling tonight, and the Warriors are battling as well, trying to avenge a loss last year to St. Ignatius. And if you're just joining us, it was part of a stretch early last season. They started the year, maybe a win at Delaware Hayes. I'm trying to go back and think. And then lost 2 in a row, lost at the buzzer on a Tuesday night at Olentangy Orange when Levi Davis put one in. I think it was 57-55 in that one. I'm going on memory, which is dangerous. And then they lose, 4 days later, 87-75 up at St. Ignatius on the 7th of December, and Westerville North would not lose again. They ran off 24 in a row and won the Division II state championship. And so this one important in that regard, too. Want to take care of avenging some of those losses. They'll get a chance against Anthony Calo and Olentangy Orange in about 10 days in this building, and you better believe we will be here for that basketball game as well. So halftime all season long, we get to share with you some money-saving tips for you and your family on the CME Federal Credit Union Money Saving Minute. CME Federal Credit Union provides hometown service, financial options that are designed to help members thrive. They've got 5 locations in Central Ohio, including the locations on South State Street in Westerville. You can learn more at CMEFCU.org. And so without further ado, we present to you tonight's CME Federal Credit Union Money Saving Minute.
Cassie here with the CME Money Saving Minute. When it comes to borrowing, the best game plan is knowing the rates and avoiding hidden fees. CME Federal Credit Union keeps it simple with fair, transparent loans that help members move forward, because the right loan should put points on the board, not push you back. For details, visit CMEFCU.org. Hi.
All right, thank you, CME Federal Credit Union, for that money-saving minute. It is halftime, and it is the CME Federal Credit Union halftime report. We say a big thank you to that outstanding team led by Carrie Mercer and Cassie Gress. We appreciate their generous support. Yeah, we're at halftime here. Warriors took care of business last night in this building, 92-66. They beat Westerville South, St. Ignatius, that beat Canton McKinley up at Sullivan Gymnasium, and they are out of the gates quickly. 92 last night was a season high. Previous high was 85 at Dublin Scioto a couple of weeks prior. Right now they're on an 84-point pace and doing some really, really good stuff here. CME Federal Credit Union helping members reach their goals with better rates and stronger financial plays. You can learn more at CMEFCU.org. And we take a look at this afternoon's Turbo Wash Car Wash halftime stats, as Turbo Wash Car Wash is proud to support Central Ohio high school sports. They give you a great deal. Get a monthly membership plan. You don't even have to put one of those ugly stickers on your car. You just pull up, license plate recognition, they let you right in, and as long as you get your car washed 2 times a month, it's worth it. And it's a good car wash, the longest car wash tunnel in Central Ohio. I never knew they measured car wash tunnels, but they do apparently. This is a long one. I am a member. I've never gotten done and said, I got to go back through because my car is not clean enough. They do an outstanding job. They've got the one near IKEA up by Top Golf. They've also got one on Easton, got one on Bethel Road, and got one near Gender Road in Walmart in Canal Winchester. It's turbowashcarwash.com. We take a look at the first half stats, and we start with St. Ignatius. The Wildcats had 5 different guys score. Boy, Denahi Melton, if he wasn't healed from that torn meniscus, where would they be? As 10 of their 18, 2 for Alex Max, 2 for Joe Maloof, 2 for Ian Peary, and 2 for Tristan Watkins. St. Ignatius, 2 of 3 at the charity stripe for 67%. For Westerville North, they had 5 different guys score. 21 for Elijah McCree, 10 in the first half for Tony Cornett. They get 5 from Tyson Perkins, 4 from Damian King, and 2 from Jacob Midhani. And Westerville North 3 of 4 at the stripe for 75%. There have not been a lot of fouls called in this game, 9 of them through 2 quarters, and the only guy that's playing with 2 right now is Mr. Tony Cornett. So, well, we've been trying to do a player profile at halftime, and last night we did one on Westerville South and Kajana Carter, and we're going to give you a visitor one tonight as well. There's so many distinguished alum of this school, and I'm going to give you one that you probably will never hear about. His name is Jim Skrull, 1974 St. Ignatius grad. He was a theology teacher, was actually Tom Parker's theology teacher. He was a coach, played basketball at St. Ignatius. Well, he passed away in October of 2014 due to cancer, and he was a really influential leader at St. Ignatius, an excellent student athlete, and they said, I'm reading some of the verbiage, giving it to you directly from St. Ignatius. He was honored because he was the man that was the face of Jesus to classmates and colleagues. He founded several ministries, including one to the homeless. In 2003, his jersey will never be worn again by freshman or JV players. That number 34 has been retired. They allow a varsity player to wear it, and it is given to the player who emulates the character of Jim Skrull, who emulated the character of Jesus, who played, worked, taught, and lived for the glory of God. Most important line that I saw as I read the whole thing was, he was the face of Jesus to colleagues and classmates, and what an honor. Maybe we'll see him today, especially in a 24-point game, but Henry Widowson, who's a finalist for a Bill Gates Scholarship, National Honor Society 4.0 student, a senior forward on this team, 6'5", is wearing on that St. Ignatius bench that number 34. That is means a lot in St. Ignatius athletic history, as it honors and recognizes a legend. Talking about former teacher, coach, and player Jim Skrull. And so we salute Jim Skrull. We honor. We're glad to hear that whole story, but we also honor Henry Widowson tonight on that St. Ignatius bench. What it says about that young man with some of the accolades that go along with wearing that jersey. So, give you that nugget, and that puts a wrap on the CME Federal Credit Union halftime report. CME is there to support every step of your financial journey. Discover more at cmefcu.org. We are underway in the third quarter from here at Westerville North. 42-18 underneath Medhani. Back out to Damian King. Now to Medhani. Loves that mid-range, and right on cue hits again. I think he's always had that, but I think he's gotten better at it lately. It's kind of a lost art, the ability, kind of Jordan-like, to attack to a spot at full speed and be able to raise up. And he made it look easy right there. 44-18 matches the biggest lead of this game at 26. Mack thought about a three, and a couple of hands were right in his face as he tried to lift. Instead to Dari. Now Dari, top of the key to Carlos Vaughn. Worth noting again that R.J. Jones at 15 a game, be a teammate with Ty Perkins next year at the University of Akron, has not scored in 16 minutes of basketball. They get underneath and they find the big fella, Keith Seedy, with his first two. Was a good lob over the outstretched hand of the North defender. Seedy got it out of his hands quickly. First two, and Medhani right on cue does it again, making me look good. As Medhani, another mid-range jump shot. Lead right back up to 26. R.J. Jones out to Seedy, steps into a three and hits. So Keith Seedy exceeds his scoring average with two quick baskets, averages 3.7 a game. Medhani, does he do it again? This time he misses. Rebound Ignatius. They are going to have to play a little faster. Into the lane. Darhy kissed it off the glass. No good. Too strong. Damian King, the rebound for North. Tyson into the lane, and they let him get to his left hand, and he laid it in. They never really stopped him. Kind of got in front of him, and well, the first thing you got to do is get him out of that left hand. It's easier said than done. But man, if he can get to that left hand and get to the rim, he is a nightmare to deal with. 48-23. CD just hit one here and hits again. Well, they said his role primarily is to do the heavy lifting, screens, rebound, and defend. But they said he could do that, and he does. Medhani's three no good. Medhani an offensive rebound. Warriors showing a little patience, and Tony caught it on that left wing and had a foot on the sideline. Travis Burwell, our referee, right on top of it. Burwell worked the game last night in this building, which is kind of unusual to have the same official come back and work the same team the next day. But Travis Burwell, one of the best, 16 years as an official. Ron Hanna, 25 years, and Adrian Lawrence, 30 years, 71 years between this three-man crew. 48-26, looking to penetrate. Medhani slapped it loose, taken away by McCree. Warriors looking to push, 3-on-1. Cornette missed it on an alley-oop, and a rebound to St. Ignatius. So the lead's 22. Underneath, the catch in midair and dropped in by Carlos Vaughn. So the lead 20. I bet you another Ignatius basket. Chantrusly going to talk about it. First thing I want to see on this possession is some delay, as Tyson kind of quick with a three there. Fortunate he got the rebound. Beautiful skip pass to the right wing, and McCree's three no good. Well, I could try to throw that pass 100 times, and I would never complete it. Right side three by Mack is no good. R.J. Jones blocked underneath by Tony. And Damian King the rebound, and they're going to get a loose ball foul on a frustrated R.J. Jones. And Tyson Perkins right now hobbling as he leaves the floor. Well, R.J. Jones tried to score there, and he met Damian King or Tony Cornette there and had his shot blocked. Tyson, in some pain right now, is going to try to work his way behind the Westerville North bench, and it's actually Jalen Hearn that's going to be the first guy to kind of take a look at him back there. They get Tony on a curl, and his shot blocked out of bounds. They threw that skip, though. Did you see that skip pass? It's incredible. I like that part. What I didn't like was the quick three. I think right now already with 11:47 to play in this game, the clock is your friend. McCree off some screen action, put it in, and Chantrusly does use a timeout. He's one of those coaches, like a good buddy of mine that coaches small college up in Michigan, guy by the name of Gary Bailey, loves calling timeouts after positive plays, doesn't he? Coach Bailey always did it. Chantrusly likes to do it. I think Coach Trustley, one of the things I admire most about him is he's a positive coach. He's always a glass half full kind of guy. And I think it's easier to get into the huddle and teach a little bit when you come off of a positive play. Very few coaches do it, but they got what they wanted there, and then he calls the Sheets timeout, get great tasting food made to order with only the freshest ingredients at Sheets. Well, we can tell you again, Turbo Wash, best car wash in Central Ohio, longest car wash tunnel, 4 locations. Thank you to Quaker Steak and Lube for their support. Kids eat free all day on Thursdays. And one final time, we encourage you, if you need a private party rental, just contact Glenn's Barn before you do anything else. Give them a chance. Affordable, excellent, just humble men, and give you a great deal on a private rental. And it's got everything. It's got arcade games in there. It's got a basketball court and plenty of room for the food, air-conditioned facility. GlennsBarn.com. Thank you, Glenn and Jason Biddlestone. We also say thanks to Empirical Sound and Lighting, the official sound and lighting company of the Westerville North Sports Network. For weddings, receptions, ceremonies, seminars, visit EmpiricalSound.com to learn more. 51-28. R.J. Jones has not been able to get going. Damian King guarding him here. Jones, straight line, no, but he'll get two. And had something to say maybe to Damian King after. And the foul is going to be charged to Damian King. I'm going to bite my lip. I'm not going to say his name, but kind of like that. It's a 23-point basketball game. I have no idea what you would be saying right now if you're wearing blue and gold. Happened last night. Westerville South had a guy, one of their better three-point shooters, as R.J. Jones misses the first. Hit a three-pointer. I think they were down about 18 and started throwing gestures in the air, and all you can do is laugh. You would laugh the way to the end of my bench as Jones missed the second, but I have no idea why you can be making any gestures when you're down 18 or in this one 23. As McCree says, let's make it 26. Elijah McCree is putting on a shooting demonstration tonight. 27 points in this game, and the lead is up to 26. It matches the biggest lead in this game. We're under 3 minutes to play in the third. R.J. Jones working against Damian King. Left side. Darhy got a good look, and it comes up empty. Rebound, Tony Cornett. Like Westerville North, one of the things Chantrussley said is they will actually pressure you, set up press after a miss, which is kind of unheard of. And Jacob Medhani just tripled on the left wing. Medhani with 7 in the third quarter, 9 for the game, and the lead is 29. Folks, we are 6 points away from a running clock against the 2024 Division I state champs. Alex Mack missed everything on a finger roll. Darhy underneath, no, and Ron Hanna. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I think he just gave Lawrence Pack a warning. Whether so many gentlemen on that north bench, I don't know how you can be a gentleman after that call. That is so late. As they call the foul there on Nate Roman, his second. And the first free throw is no good. I'm not even arguing the call, whether it's a foul or not. That's not why folks reacted. They reacted because Ron Hanna took about 2 seconds that felt like about 7 seconds to make the call. Damian King sits down. Desmond O'Canny back in. One more out of the hand of Sammy Dari, who finally gets into the books, averages about 5 a game, 63% at the stripe, splits a pair. Chick-fil-A lineup, Nate Roman, Desmond O'Canny, Elijah McCree, Jacob Medhani, and Tony Cornett. Medhani, 17 feet away, no, and then it hit one of those bigger cables above the basket. Tom Parker going to bring in Jordan Fortino here. Fortino, a 6'1 freshman. He's the lone freshman on this varsity roster. Coop, I'm trying to get a look at Tyson Perkins. He's sitting right next to Lamont Tillman. Is that where he's at? Not being looked at all. Tony with a steal. Kind of split 2 defenders, but could not finish the job. 3 on 2. Seedy, another 3, no good. Offensive rebound and kind of just powered his way to the rim and laid it in. There's Carlos Vaughn Jr. with his second field goal in this game. He's another guy getting a slew of offers, including Division II Central State, as McCree hits again. Well, I think it's a 30-point night, but I'm running out of room for Elijah McCree. Lead is 29. Is going to the basket for 2 is Vaughn. He's got a half dozen, 60-33. McCree still working. Right side, Roman. His 3 no good. O'Canny an offensive rebound. Here's McCree. Make that Medhani stepping into a 3. Hits again. Yeah, 30 for McCree. And Elijah makes it 32 as he lays in 2 more. He had 7 steals last night in that game. He was taking it from guys like Kaba and Jones that are elite athletes. Tony to the other end, no good. Medhani an offensive rebound. Medhani to O'Canny, left elbow. Brings it back out to Roman. Final 20 of the quarter. This is a 32-point basketball game. And if North would hit a 3 here, we would start the fourth quarter with a running clock. This is unbelievable. Down to 5. McCree tried to make the 3. No. 2 seconds. 1. And they're going to count the basket or no? I think it counts. The officials are saying yes, right? Basket is good. I think that's the right call. Westerville fans don't like it. I know this, Carlos Vaughn did not know how close that was. He was kind of casually going to the other end, and Ricky Cooper, Ty Cooper don't like the call, but I think it's the right call. I really do, but this is a 65-35 basketball game. North wins that third quarter 23-17 to get to 65-35. It's a 30-point margin here on Saturday Afternoon Hoops, presented by Krieger Ford. We say thanks to Ryan Krieger and the rest of the team at Krieger Ford, 1800 Morse Road in Columbus, home of the Krieger commitment, best cars, best people, and peace of mind. I am sure with Ignatius on our schedule, there are people watching this broadcast for the first time, and I promise you that we are typically better. The pipes are not cooperating. We're playing hurt, doing the best we can. I appreciate you hanging in there, but boy, when it's a night that Elijah McCree goes for 32 points, Rick Cooper, there is not much you have to do to add entertainment value. Let his game do the talking. Fans wanted a walk there that wasn't called. R.J. Jones missed up close again, and they're going to get a loose ball foul. Is it on Seedy? I think it is. So Keith Seedy picks up his first on the team here in the fourth quarter. It has been a rough day for R.J. Jones. 15 a game. Akron commit, Division I, has not scored in this game. Good to see Tyson Perkins back out there. Tyson Cornett out there as well. McCree, a long 3, no good. And another offensive rebound on Jacob Medhani. He threw it away. Taken away by Alex Mack, who's going to raise up and hit a 3. It's his first 3 of the game in terms of 3-pointers. He's got 5. Mack is their leader at almost 4 threes a game. So North has done a good job in that regard, and a loose ball foul is going to get charged to Seedy. And I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it just talking X's and O's here. I still have not seen a box out by St. Ignatius in 22 minutes of basketball, or whatever it is, 25 minutes of basketball. Thank you. Underneath, it's Tyson Cornett out to Tyson Perkins. Warriors would serve themselves well to chew up a little bit of clock here, just to ensure that they have put the final nail in the coffin against an Ignatius team that is 11-5, won 22 times a year ago, won 25 times 2 years ago, I think was the magic number. We'll confirm that as Matt comes up short, saved it in bounds to Tyson Perkins. Now they won 26 times 2 years ago, 26-3, as O'Canny kept his feet on the ground and played off 2 feet and dropped it in. First 2 for Desmond O'Canny. Tried to contest at the other end, no good. Ball loose and picked up by Alex Mack, who put it in. So Desmond O'Canny with 2 at one end, and Alex Mack comes back and gets 2 at the other. So Mack now with 7, averages 14.2 a game. Medhani's 3 is quick and no good. Not sure I love that shot, as R.J. Jones finally scores at the 5:53 mark of the fourth quarter in a 67-42 game. He is finally in the books with his first two. Ignatius, a little 1-3-1 half-court trap here, and they trip up Elijah McCree, and R.J. Jones is going to get called for the foul. Second on Jones, third on the team, non-shooting foul. Warriors will bring it in on the side right in front of us with 5:37 to play. Ignatius will play again against St. Ed's, I think next Friday night, the second meeting of the year. They beat them at Cleveland Public Hall a couple of weeks ago, January the 3rd. It's a big rivalry up there. St. Ed's, of course, produced, trying to think of some of those guys. Steve Logan, I think, played at Cincinnati. Sam Clancy Jr. played at St. Ed's, went on to USC. Underneath, Tyson Cornette was fouled. We'll see if Adrian Lawrence gives him free throws here. Ron Hanna saying ball on the underneath, and that's what they're going to say, I think. They're going to say he had not begun the process of shooting the basketball. His third on CD and the fourth on the team. Those are the first two guys that come into my mind as basketball guys from St. Ed's. In terms of basketball guys from Ignatius, as McCree no good, and that ball goes out of bounds, it'll stay here. Haven't been a ton of them. This has been primarily a football school. We said Chuck Kyle led them to 4 national championships. I think the magic number was 11 in terms of football state titles. Last one coming in 2011. Kyle stepped away after the 2022 season. Told you one of the guys you might know is an NFL guy just because of who he backed up. Brian Hoyer, a distinguished alum of this school, backed up Tom Brady in a couple of different stints in New England. R.J. Jones lobs it up underneath, and Vaughn puts it in. Carlos matches Denahi Melton with a team-high 10 points. So the lead 23 with under 5 minutes to play in this game. I want to say thanks to Roosters. Tyson Perkins, our player of the game last night, said that's where he was headed to celebrate the win over Westerville South. They beat South now 6 times in a row. Have not lost to the Wildcats since March of 23. And Melton with a steal. They're going to count the basket and say he was fouled. I think Denahi Melton has given them good minutes tonight. He'll shoot the 7th free throw of this game for Ignatius as they charge the foul here to Tyson Cornette. His first, team 4th. Wildcats only, 3 of 6 at the stripe in this game for 50%. What a strange night. I just did not see this coming. Especially when you talk to Shan Trustley and you talk to Lawrence Pack. You don't need us to say it. We're quoting the head coach and the assistant. North did not play exceptionally well yesterday. There were some things Shan Trustley didn't like defensively in terms of staying in front of guys. As McCree lost it, ended up in the hands of Damian King. He's got a half dozen. They didn't play exceptionally well defensively. Offensively, they were a little stale and stagnant in the first 16 minutes when they only had 4 assists. Tyson leaking. Tyson blocked at the other end. Taken away by Melton. 3-on-1. Melton lost the basketball. Can tell Tyson Perkins is not himself right now. Can watch him on your screen on that left baseline. As Melton got loose, they're going to count it at the other end. Well, Denahi Melton has not gone down without a fight. 15 points. He'll look for 16 with one more. Tyson Cornette will sit down as Medhani is back in. And looking at St. Ignatius, Brody Spicer, 7th or 8th man, is back in. Also going to bring in Anthony Angelante, football guy, first appearance, strongest guy on this team, starting strong safety for St. Ignatius football. And the free throw is up and in. So So 16 for Denahe Melton, and it's now a 19-point game with under 3.5 to play. Right side, it's Tyson. Lost the basketball. Warriors getting a little bit sloppy here. 3-on-1 at the other end, and they lay it in for 2. Would not be surprised if Shan Trustley calls a timeout here. Looks like he's going to let him play through it, but it has not been pretty in the last 2.5 minutes as Tony was fouled out in space out on that left wing before he shot it. And they're going to charge that to Tristan Watkins. He picks up his first, and Ignatius is over the limit. And so even though it was a common foul, Tony Cornett will go to the line and get 2. And I think somebody is leaving this game early. I think Adrian Lawrence just made the call to the bullpen. I don't know if it's a warning. Maybe Christmas time he's going to give him a warning. But that is there's no debate at that point. If you've ever been to a game and you see the official look at the athletic director, the faculty rep, and they just point somebody out, there is no pleading your case. There's no you're out. And if you don't go out, the officials stop the game. And maybe Adrian Lawrence giving him one opportunity here and said, this guy's been warned. Second one is no good. But I have seen it. It is non-negotiable, clear cut. Free throw, no good. 17-point game, 3 minutes to play. Melton, no, but he'll get 2. Boy, everything Westerville North has done well for 3.5 quarters kind of faltering. Now Wes Ellifritz is coming over, and they're going to get the foul here on Tony Cornett. This may be the most entertaining part of the night right now. And maybe Wes Ellifritz just letting him know that he's been officially warned. Adrian Lawrence, one of the better officials in Central Ohio. There's some guys out there that are loose cannons that would have thrown him out. Adrian Lawrence, kudos to that official to give him an opportunity to see the final 2:48 of this game. 17-point game. Ignatius trying to send double teams at guys with the basketball as much as they can. They get a double team here, and Tyson just dribbles right away from it. Underneath King, 2 more. That's the problem. If you've got a guy like Tyson and you send 2 at him, it's 4-on-3 everywhere else, and he's going to make you pay. Warriors best at 4 assists a game. Back up to 19. Seedy sets a screen for Melton. His 3 no good, and a loose ball foul. Somebody did a little too much, and somebody is going to shoot free throws at the other end. They're going to get the football guy Angelante as the guilty party, and that is a loose ball foul, so we will walk to the other end. With 2 minutes and 13 seconds to play, big week coming up for Westerville North. They will go to Westland on Tuesday and then come home and take on Big Walnut on Friday. And if you didn't join us last night, really the significance, I mean, you don't want to lose any of those games, right? But Westerville South beat Big Walnut last Friday night by 23 points. Up until that point, it was a 1-game lead in the division. And so had Big Walnut taken care of business, there would have been potentially a share of the league championship on the line. And again, you don't want North to take the foot off the gas, but the reality is they could, if they beat Westland on Tuesday night, they could lose either of those games. As long as they win the other, they're still going to be up at least a game in the division. As Eden Lawless, only 4 points coming in limited action. 5 games played. He's a 3rd-generation Wildcat. Just scored 73-54, minute 40 to play. Boy, we have battled. We have fought the good fight. Appreciate you staying in there with us. We'll get healthy and be ready for that Big Walnut game next Friday. As Tyson, no, but he'll get 2. A little bit concerned with Tyson Perkins back out there giving it a go. And what I do know is Tyson Perkins at about 60% is better than about 98% of guards in Central Ohio. True or false? But Westland's got some good guard play. And you look at Big Walnut, the reason they have dismantled Big Walnut the way they have is Big Walnut has no answer for the Westerville North pressure. And this guy at the free throw line is the CEO, the man in charge of most of that pressure. So hopefully he'll get some ice, get some treatment, and be able to give it a go Tuesday and Friday. 74-54, good pass there by Lawless. And he dropped it off to Sam Shota, senior guard. Shota playing high school basketball, first season ever at St. Ignatius. There are a couple of these Wildcats, and maybe they're going to get into the game now, that have been cut the last couple of years. And tell you what, I like those stories. I like young men that, boy, the coach didn't put a name on a list. Would have been real easy to stay home, play video games, and guys like Sam Shota and others just kept getting better, kept working, and found their way into the starting lineup, or into the lineup, I should say, into the roster. And I tell you what, when you're a senior and you're trying to make a high school basketball team and you've never played on the team, and you're trying to make a team where there's sophomores that are trying to get some of those same spots, doggone it, you've got to be really good, because they're going to always lean towards keeping the sophomore. But I tell you what, that may be part of that Ignatius way too. It's part of that Warrior way, I'll tell you that. Just young men that are learning stuff through the game of basketball that you hope will shape them the rest of their lives. When things get hard in careers, hard as a parent, hard in a marriage, just hard in life, man, that you can lean on the time you fought through adversity. And I couldn't believe how many times we're talking to Tom Parker on Monday, kind of getting nuggets on every one of his guys. And he's like, man, this dude cut the last 2 years. This guy never played high school basketball. And, man, that's refreshing to hear. Nearing a half minute to play, 74-57. And a runner in the lane by Brody Spicer, no. And Spicer will go to the line and get two. I'm going to charge it to Reem Snyder. Brody Spicer listed as a 7th or 8th man on this team, but has only played in 9 of their 16 games and has only scored 2 points prior to that one. So good for him. Young man that puts one in. Had an older brother, Nolan. He's an outstanding soccer player that's playing at Notre Dame. Not Notre Dame in Cleveland. The Notre Dame. Half minute to play, and they're going to get a foul out there on, I think that was Reem Snyder. First on him, or second on Reem Snyder. Team over the limit. Stick around after the game. We'll keep it quick. We're dying up here. But we will have the Romeo's Pizza post-game show. Put a headset on tonight's Ohio Christian University player of the game, and we'll talk to Lawrence Pack. We'll let him do most of the talking, as he always does. I'll say that about my good friend. Second one is good again. He would probably argue. So we'll talk to them after the game, give you some of the final numbers as part of the Turbo Wash post-game stats. I want to say thanks again to Fitness 19, the official fitness club of the Westerville North Sports Network. You see them on screen tonight. And thanks to Empirical Sound and Lighting, another business that my good friend Mike Freight runs. Final 15 seconds of the game. Noah Hale kicks it out to Reem Snyder, the lefty, a long three, and he put it in. And Reem Snyder triples, and what an appropriate way to end this basketball game, as Westerville North dominates the St. Ignatius Wildcats tonight by the final of 77-59. Ignatius put 24 points on the board in that fourth quarter. That'll be the part that Shan, Trustley, and Lawrence Pack don't want to talk about a whole lot as Ignatius doubles up north in that final 8 minutes of basketball. They outscore them 24-12, but the damage was done at that point. You may remember end of the third quarter, McCree had a three-point attempt that was blocked out of his hand, that if he hits that, we're going to a running clock against a team that went to the state final 4 a year ago. And I'll just say it, if Damon Fryery hits that shot against Orange in the state semis, I think St. Ignatius wins another state championship. I think they go back-to-back. Those dudes, Quinn Weidke, who's playing well up at Kent State, Damon Fryery, 6'10", now down at Dayton. I think they were going to win in the state championship too. And so really a big, big win for this basketball team tonight from Westerville North. They are now, 51-4 in this building over the past 4.5 seasons. And came back after kind of a shaky performance last night, and outside of the last 6-7 minutes in this game, just established themselves as clearly the better basketball team tonight against the St. Ignatius Wildcats out of Cleveland, Ohio. 77-59 the final. Westerville North goes to 13-1. St. Ignatius with the loss. 3-game win streak is over. The Wildcats drop to 11-6. The Romeo's Pizza post-game show is coming up. We'll select tonight's Ohio Christian University player of the game. We'll give you the Turbo Wash post-game stats and put a headset on our good friend Lawrence Pack, courtesy of Smile Doctor. 77-59 the final, and you watched it here on the Westerville North Sports Network.
We are all searching for a place to belong, a place to fit in, a place to call home. We long for solid ground that allows us to grow far beyond our dreams, seeking guidance as we navigate life's lessons. Leaning on others' experiences to help unlock our full potential. Desiring authentic relationships, meaningful conversations, people to push us to success. Striving to define our purpose, find our mission, and following God's calling to change the world. We are all searching.
Well, it's always a good time when you can fire up a little bit of celebration in the post-game show. It's extra special when you do it against Cleveland St. Ignatius. First time that Westerville North has ever beat them. They lost last year, lost in 2 previous meetings, and this one impressive. Central Ohio, if they weren't taking note of the Westerville North Warriors, they are now. And there are people in Lima, Ohio, Ohio, and a couple of teams Division II down in Cincinnati that will take note of this game as well, as Westerville North dominates tonight the Final Four team from a year ago, the state champs from 2 years ago, and they do it tonight by the final of 77-59. The score, an 18-point win, not even close to being indicative of what Westerville North did in this basketball game. We welcome you to the Romeo's Pizza post-game show. Romeo's Pizza's got a great game day special right now, $7 off your online order of $30 or more. We're going to do it through the entire postseason. The promo code is ONL7. The only rule on it is you really can't do it over the phone. You've got to go to romeospizza.com. You pick out your order, spend $30 or more, and as you check out, just drop in ONL7. They are the exclusive pizza shop of the Westerville North Sports Network, so we would really encourage you to support them. We appreciate Jason Cobb and the rest of the team at Romeo's. One final time, Jason's Deli, the official deli of the Westerville North Sports Network, voted the #1 Reuben sandwich in the world for a fast casual dining restaurant. We say thanks to Magic Mountain. I know they had some specials going this weekend. Magic Mountain entertainment, food, and fun for all ages. Visit MagicMountainFunCenter.com. We also say thanks to the Rusty Bucket, where the neighborhood eats, drinks, and laughs. Thank you, Nick Harness, and the rest of the team at the Rusty Bucket on Polaris Parkway. Oasis City Church has been our church of the game all season long. Got that location right off 270 and Route 3, 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Got the brand new location on North Spring right across from here at Westerville North. So, and if you're looking for a church home, multicultural, spirit-filled community of believers, got a couple of different options for you. You can learn all about it by visiting oasiscitychurch.com. Kyle Haskins with Geico Insurance, tonight's insurance agent of the game, ready to serve you and your family and save you money while providing excellent insurance coverage. They are tonight's insurance agent of the game. Visit geico.com/Columbus-Haskins. And one final time, Coop, I'm just going to be quiet a minute. Run some of those cake coven pictures. If you're looking for something for an upcoming event, some sort of cake, cupcakes for graduation, a special event, have you ever seen anything like the work of the former Westerville Meyer cake girl, Alexis Coleman, who has started her own business, locally owned, right here in Westerville, and we've got the way to get you connected. Just go to Facebook, type in Cake Coven or Cake Coven Confections. You'll see a discount coupon right online right now. $10 off your order. WNBB10 is what you put in. A big thank you to Alexis Coleman, Mark, and the rest of the team at Cake Coven Confections. Coop, I can say it with confidence. We got through every one of our commercials tonight, and I am playing Willis Reed style here, baby, trying to get through this, but there was no way we were missing this basketball game. We had that norovirus, whatever it was nasty during the postseason last year, the Big Walnut game. And again, I would say Lawrence Pack came up, wanted to present a piece of the net and a ribbon or a medal to us. I remember looking at Lawrence Pack, and I'm like, just hand it to my assistant. Don't get anywhere near me. But there was no way that we were missing out on that regional final against Big Walnut, and there was no way we were missing out on this game tonight. As a Northeast Ohio guy, understand how special that St. Ignatius is, and to have him come down here. Chantrussley said it well in the pregame. He said, Rick, this is really a special day for this school, for this athletic department, for our community. And not only was it a special day, sometimes special days don't go well, right? They took advantage of the special day, and Westerville North gets out of here with a convincing win to go to 13-1 on the year. So we're going to put a headset on Lawrence Pack in just a few moments. We'll do that courtesy of Smile Doctors. We'll take a look at tonight's post-game stats. Why don't we do this, Coop, before we have that final segment? Why don't we tell you a little bit more about Ohio Christian, and we'll be back to wrap it up after this.
We are all searching for a place to belong, a place to fit in, a place to call home. We long for solid ground that allows us to grow far beyond our dreams, seeking guidance as we navigate life's lessons. Leaning on others' experiences to help unlock our full potential. Desiring authentic relationships, meaningful conversations, people to push us to success. Striving to define our purpose, find our mission, and following God's calling to change the world. We are all searching.
$77-59 the final. We welcome you back to the Romeo's Pizza post-game show. Romeo's Pizza on Maxtown Road in Westerville. Open Sunday through Thursday till 9 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays till 11. Romeo's Pizza is proud to support Warriors Athletics. Call them right now at 614-895-5555, or better yet, go online and place your order at romeospizza.com and put in that promo code ONL7. And you can save $7 off your order of $30 or more. So we are in the midst of the Romeo's Pizza post-game show, and it is time for us to take a look at tonight's Turbo Wash Car Wash halftime stats and post-game stats. Enjoy the longest car wash tunnel in Central Ohio with a superior wash and dry. It's a monthly membership plan. You can wash your car as often as you'd like. No contracts, no hidden fees. Pays for itself in fewer than 2 washes. You can get all the details or sign up at turbowashcarwash.com. We'll start with Westerville North tonight. They had 6, 7 different guys score. Elijah McCree had 21 points in a half tonight. He finished with 32 points. That's a new career high. So Tony Cornett yesterday goes for 31 and gets a career high. They get 32 tonight from Elijah McCree. 10 tonight from Tony. 10 from Tyson Perkins. They get a dozen from Medhani. 8 tonight for Damian King. 2 for Desmond O'Canny, and Jericho Ream-Snyder with that beautiful 3 from the left wing in the final minute, added 3 as well. Westerville North, 6 of 10 at the charity stripe tonight for 60%. We take a look at the final stats for Cleveland St. Ignatius, and boy, a lot of different guys scored, but not really very many big numbers. Next to those guys, 12 different players scored tonight. 16 for Denahi Melton. I'm going to joke with Lawrence Pack about that young man in a minute. 10 tonight from Carlos Vaughn. And then just a bunch of guys. Mack ends up having 7, had a stretch where he got 5 in a row in the third quarter, but they held him 7 points under his average. And then just a bunch of guys with 2, 3, 4 points. Tristan Watkins with 4, Lawless 2, Spicer 2, 2 tonight for Joe Maloof, 2 tonight for Sam Shota, 2 for Ian Peary, the JV kid that has started to dress varsity. Sammy Dari, Anthony Angelante had 1 apiece, and really the story for them, and we'll ask Coach Pack about it as well. RJ Jones, 15 a game, Akron commit. He's going to be a friend in a year, because Ty Perkins is our friend, but on this night, Westerville North, give credit to the Warriors, but almost looked disinterested at times. I mean, didn't even feel like R.J. Jones was on the floor. So, coaches, you can tell, man, I'm fighting the good fight, kind of Willis Reed style up here. So I said, you talk more than me anyway. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to let you do a little bit of additional talking. Let's start with R.J. Jones tonight. I mean, obviously a storyline, 15 a game coming in. Coach Trustley was worried about him, kind of a guy with his slashing ability that makes a lot go, and Coach, he never got going tonight.
No, he had 2 points in the fourth quarter. That was and that's what his baskets were. I mean, he got to the line and a couple times, I think, and didn't hit free throws.
Yep.
And just tonight, guys have those nights, but also our defense is special,
What'd you do to take him into the deep water tonight?
We talked about it. We switched on everything. We kept him. We said make him. He wants to drive it, so make him a shooter. So just stay in front of him. He wants to get downhill. We challenged the kids after playing Xavier last night, and Xavier getting downhill a lot. That we didn't want him to get downhill because we knew what could happen. And they had shooters too, just like last night. So we just made a concerted effort of fixing what we didn't do well last night. And I think the scoreboard spoke for itself. It was 33-6 at one time, I think the score was, and it was just coming out and doing those type of things.
I remember when Orange beat Bradley a couple of weeks ago, we all were like, is this score right? There's going to be people people are going to take notice of this, especially if it was 32 at the end of the third.
30. They gave him a basket. It was 30. It was 65-35, even though the ball was in his hand. It's okay.
What I mean is it was 32, but when Elijah's looking to make it a running clock starting the fourth, and kind of let the foot off the gas. Is that a concern? Or you guys just understand?
We talked about it with shot selection. When you're up 32 points, and then guys get a little. It's the fourth quarter, and their coach did a good job of inserting some guys into the lineup that maybe were just happy the fact that they got to play.
Yep.
And so their energy was really up, and some of the starters sat, so they were just happy to get varsity time. So their energy was up, and we kept our guys in there. So we played a hard, long game last night where we scored 92 points and was up and down a lot of possessions. So you get to a point where even though the kids are young, it starts to wear on you a little bit. So shot selection got a little bit bad there in the fourth quarter, which led to them getting back in a little bit. But
getting back into it means within 20 we'll take it and be all right. So
score's a lot closer than what the game actually was.
Absolutely. We said that number that I was just looking. I love what your son's doing right now, Coach Ben, with the stats, and I just felt like he has them even in rebounds, and I think there had to be an advantage for Ignatius in that fourth quarter, because I felt like I said a couple times during the broadcast, I did not see one time an Ignatius Wildcat box out a Westerville North Warrior, and it just seemed like so many second, third, fourth opportunities. Am I wrong?
No,
I feel like you dominated the glass tonight.
We call it we don't say box out this year. We call it punch. We want to punch.
Okay.
And so,
I'm just not as violent as guys like you and Shan. Deep water punching. Okay.
Yeah. So our kids did a good job. So when I say punch, that's what I'm meaning. Our guys did a good job of punching, boxing out, and keeping their bigs off the glass, because they are long and they've got a lot of size. Yeah. And we were worried about that. We told our guys we're going to have to rebound and limit them to one shot so we can get it out on the other end. And our kids did a good job of that. I think they got some extra rebounds there in the fourth quarter, but for the first 3 quarters, I think we did a good job of limiting their second chance opportunities, and I thought we shot the ball at a pretty high percentage there in the first 3 quarters, I think, which limited their chances to get the ball on the defensive end, obviously.
They have you 30 of 68 for the game. They were 24 of 51, and you hit 11 of 29 threes, and they finished 3 of 12. Forget the percentages. One of the just you have a 24-point advantage on the perimeter, just in made threes, and obviously that helps the final score too.
Elijah McCree.
Couple words, Elijah McCree.
He hit 8 of them. He's just a shooter. I mean, he just is. When he hits the first one, or even if he misses the first one, you think they're all going in.
Yep.
And he's had nights where he hasn't shot it well, but tonight he shot it really well.
One concern, I don't know, late third, early fourth, we see Tyson grimacing with some pain.
Cramps. He was cramping.
That was it. It looked like Ricky was saying it was an ankle issue.
No, because they were stretching him out. He was cramping last night too.
Okay.
So trying to get some stuff in him.
Good.
So it was cramping.
Because he came back out and it looked like somebody that, boy, I'm worried about this moving forward, but cramps do that. Once you get a cramp, you're not the same the rest of the night, right?
Yep.
I want to ask you one other rebounding question. Is this, we hear so much, boy, this team's undersized, and they haven't been big, even when you had Fedak, and you have, since when's the last time you've had a big rebounder here? Maybe one of the Perkins boys, Charles.
But Charles was 6'3", 6'4".
He's not big.
No,
Vari Adams.
Vari was he was a high rim guy.
Yeah,
he would just out jump you.
But he still didn't average more than 5-6 rebounds.
We haven't had a guy. I mean, it's been a while. Philip Alston back to 2018. 19. Philip was a bigger guy, but even he hadn't really grown in and matured into what he is today. So it's been a while.
I guess what I want to ask you about, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Will you let me do that one time and I won't do it ever again? But I want you, what I'm getting at is sometimes I'm just thinking about when I played against guys, I would rather deal with size when I'm trying to, I think it's got to be a nightmare to deal with guys like Damian King or Tyson. When Tyson wants to go rebound, I mean, up until the last 2 weeks, he was your leading rebounder, and he's the 5'9", 5'10" point guard. Sometimes that lack of size but athleticism is a bigger problem.
Yeah, our guys do a good job. Our guards do a good job of rebounding, and our bigs have done an excellent job of boxing out, punching the last few games here.
Sure.
Dez and Damian did an excellent job on the glass of boxing out the big guys, and the ball hit the floor numerous times tonight and allowed the guards to come in and get it. And that's one of the things as a coach. I mean, when the ball hits if you can box out and the ball hits the floor, you better get it. Your guards have to come in and rebound, and our guards did an excellent job of picking those up tonight. I mean, our bigs did an excellent job of rebounding, but they also did an excellent job of keeping the other team from rebounding.
Okay. Let's erase the 24-12 Ignatius fourth quarter. First 24 minutes, what's something you didn't like tonight? What's something you'll go back and say, and maybe the tape will even show it more, that we need to be better?
In the first 3 quarters?
Yes.
That's tough to find tonight, because we talked about the fact that in the first half, based on the opponent we were playing, it might have been the best half of basketball that's been played in this gym by a Warrior team.
Wow.
Based on who the opponent was.
Yeah.
We've had games obviously where we've had a bigger first half lead, but based on the caliber and level of the opponent, they were the number 1 ranked team in Northeast Ohio. They're the number 4 ranked team in Division I in the state. A lot of people were talking about them as a Final Four or even a state finalist type team in Division I, and they may very well be, because they're really talented and they're really good. But today it was just our kids decided early on that we're going to be Westerville North, and we played the way we're capable of playing, and we just came out and we played really well for 3 quarters. We had a couple lapses, but in there when it was 33-8, 33-6, and then they got it back a little bit, but still we're looking at a 22, 23 points at the half.
Yep.
So there's not a lot of nitpicking you can do when you're up 30-3 on a team like that. So we were very, very pleased with the way we were playing, sharing, shooting, defending, and doing all those things tonight.
If you're going to get on the phone later today and you're going to talk to a buddy that wasn't at this game, and you got to consolidate into 2 sentences why you were able to do what you did tonight, what do you tell people? What just happened in this building in 32 minutes?
Shan said BTA, and I'm not going to express that. Belt 2.
Got it.
Fill it in. It was just our guys came out and just the will that they played with today that said, we're going to just defend you and you're not going to get anything easy. And they had to work for everything they got. And again, you can practice against it, and they've played teams. I mean, they've played Luther and West. They've played Luther and East. They've played the best teams.
Yes. And beaten most of them.
Yeah, they lost
right?
to Luther and East.
Right.
But so did we, obviously, and it was a high-level game. I watched it. Luther and West, who's arguably in the beginning of the year, people were touting as one of the best teams in the state, Division I, and they handled that game. It was just our kids were at a different level tonight. Something that we saw a few times last year. We saw times last year, obviously, on the run, but not against a team this level.
Yeah. They wanted it more tonight. Can we say that? I mean, kids, the energy that you guys brought out was incredible. Yeah. So, can we look ahead real quick? Tuesday, Westland, Friday, Big Walnut. I know you're not going to give me much on Big Walnut, but I'm going to ask you. It's a big week. Obviously, the South win against Big Walnut changes it a little, but it's an important week. What do you remember? Can we go this route? What do you remember about the first two meetings that you see as key? This week.
Westland's must improve. They got 3 kids that didn't play against us the first time that they have, and they've been playing really well. And they may be the second best team in our league right now. If they're not, then Big Walnut, obviously. I mean, it just depends on the night. Everybody's capable. I mean, they beat Scioto by 8 last night. Westland did a good job of handling our pressure at home here. I know it was a 20-point win, but their point guard, Heller, did a good job of handling that pressure. He's a really good point guard. He plays really well, high level. So we have our work cut out for us. We'll worry about the second game after Tuesday night. We're only focusing on the first one.
I won't see you till. Can you at least just tell me what was the key in that big? I know there was a lot of turnovers.
Our ball pressure.
Just the pressure was too much.
Without Brody, they have a hard time handling the basketball a little bit. I mean, but they're really good. And if they shoot it well, then they're tough to beat because they can shoot threes.
Is he due to be back? Do you have any idea?
I talked to Brody up there, and he said the earliest he'd be back is the tournament, and he doesn't really know if he wants to push that or not. So
got it.
He's looking for football season.
Got it. Well, we're not here. We're not at Westland Tuesday. We're back for the Golden Eagles on Friday, and looking forward to it already. We'll be healthier too. We battled tonight. You'd have been proud of us.
Well, good.
Here.
Back to back, it's tough.
It is under the weather. So kind of like I said, it was like Big Walnut in that regional final. I said, Coach came up to bring me a medal, and
I gave you a
I
gave you a regional championship medal, and I couldn't even give it to you. I had to give it to your kids.
You did.
They probably pawned it on the street.
They did.
Somewhere.
It's gone. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Congrats. Big win. We'll see you next Friday.
All right.
Lawrence Pack always staying late. We appreciate the Warrior head coach or Warrior assistant, and he should go wash that hand immediately that we just shook. That coach's interview is brought to you by our good friends at Smile Doctors in Westerville, and we say thanks to Chuck Reed, Dr. Chuck Reed, and the team at Smile Doctors. And they provide personalized care that'll make you smile happy. Smile Doctors in Westerville is proud to support Central Ohio high school sports. Call them at 614-392-5610 or visit smiledoctors.com to schedule today. Smile Doctors on Maxtown Road, the exclusive sponsor of our interviews with Shan Trustley and Lawrence Pack all season long. We've played a bunch of Ohio Christian videos, kind of an added bonus, so we'll keep the Reed simple, Ricky Cooper. I'm not doing the 4-minute Oaks of Righteousness, but I will tell you that Ohio Christian is the exclusive sponsor of our Player of the Game all season long. They have been with us since day number 1 of doing this, and the guy sitting to my right, I'm going to tell you without even your permission, we have talked to Ohio Christian about you. They're 19-1 right now. Droz Smith is down there from Westerville South doing good things. They're the number 3 or number 4 ranked team in the country. They give out athletic money, and we have told them. We said the guy to our right, Elijah McCree, would chew some dudes up down here, and so we're working. Just remember us. There's a commission that goes with it, but you chewed some dudes up here tonight too in blue and gold. What a big win for this team, Elijah. First of all, just congratulations. What's going through your mind right now? Just team, big stuff right here, right right now with your guys?
Nah, we knew we had to do today. Lost to them last year down at third place, and we just knew what it was and knew how we were going to come out the gate just strong today.
Yeah. How important, how much are you remembering those? I mean, you only lost 2 times. You now avenged that one. You got Orange coming in here in about 10 days. Do those matter, or is that no big deal, just another game?
Nah, we just know it's the same thing. We know those days we got to take care of business just like we did tonight.
Did Coach Trustley, when we interviewed him pregame, he was like, this is a big deal for the city of Westerville, for this program, for this school. Only the second time Ignatius had ever been here. How did guys understand that tonight on this team, how big of a deal it is to have them come and the opportunity at hand?
Yeah, I for sure think the whole team got the memo when they were coming down here. As you can see, we started the first half. The end of the first half, it was 41-18, so we handled business early.
You did. How hard was this? Coach was talking about it. The 2 days you couldn't get in the gym, Monday, Tuesday. You got South that you got to put the focal point on, and now you got a team coming in here that state champs 2 years ago, Final Four last year. The preparation piece to this, how challenging was that?
It was challenging. Our first 2 days back to practice were a little iffy, but Coach he kept reminding us that once the ball is in the air, we got to go. So he just kept saying that, and it just got us ready for today.
What were things defensively? I mean, R.J. Jones going to Akron. We'll like him next year when he's playing with Ty up there, right? Not today, but 15 a game. You hold him to 2 points, and just everybody that we kind of thought were going to be big players had tough nights here. What were some of the talking points, the points exclusive to tonight, to dealing with an R.J. Jones and others? What were keys that Coach was talking to you guys about defensively?
I mean, the key is our coach talks about being a warrior, and every matchup before in the champions room when we go over who's guarding who, he preaches to everybody that you got to be a warrior. So, and basically everybody who gets that matchup takes that responsibility of being a warrior, and they handle business. And
what got into you tonight? 21 in the first half. The only thing, because you've been up here so many times, it should be 34. We got it. What's up with that layup in transition? Give me. Let's talk about that one first.
I was really
flush it.
I was trying to dunk it, but then I realized it's early in the game. Let's get a layup, and then I just lost my legs right there.
That's a challenge, isn't it? Well, let's talk about the positives. 21 in the first half. What was working well for you tonight?
I feel like my shot was hitting. I was getting left open, and I was just shooting the open shot, and my guys were looking for me for sure.
Were they late? It seemed like a couple times on our call they were late closing out. I know they know what you can do. You're not sneaking up on anybody anymore. That's the bad news, but I just look like guys coming out like they were guarding me, and it's like you got to get a hand up and you got to do it fast. Am I wrong?
Nah, you're right for sure. I feel like if I don't see that hand early, I'm shooting it.
And there was hands that were slow tonight.
Yep.
Okay. How important, obviously it's an important game in a lot of reasons. The computers are going to love this. Right now I think you guys are sitting at about 4 in the state. Let's not worry. But after last night, the first half, coaches weren't necessarily thrilled with the first 16 minutes. The ball wasn't moving defensively. I guess the positives of kind of coming back the way this team did and playing the way they did today. As a leader, how encouraged are you by that?
I'm very encouraged. I feel like the coaches trusted me and the other leaders on the team to really talk those things through with the team and just fix it. We're big on fixing our mistakes and not making bad habits.
Now, big week coming up still. Got a 2-game lead in the division, but the 2 teams 2 games back this week. What do you remember from Westland? And tell me a nugget or 2 on Big Walnut.
Westland, they're actually, I think they're second in the conference right now. They beat Big Walnut, or did they lose to?
They're both 2 games back, but they've played 1 more game. Big Walnut didn't play last night, so they both have 2 losses.
Okay,
does that answer that? Yeah.
Yeah, I know they're high in the conference, so we still have to handle business because one of our goals as a team is to win the conference. So we got to take care of them and then go on to the. We're home against Big Walnut.
Right.
Yeah.
How did you beat Westland the first time? What do you remember?
I feel like we turned them over a lot. Our goal is 20 turnovers as a team for each game, and we surpassed that goal by a lot, and we were swinging the rock.
Okay. And Big Walnut, I know you turned them over a lot too. What do you remember about that one?
Big Walnut, I feel like we came out strong and pressured, and really, if we play the way we play against anybody, Big Walnut was one of the teams that we got after, and yeah.
They don't like the pressure, I don't think, Blair, very much. So what's going on with you? Last we heard was Marietta. Can you give us an update on what you're looking at, where you're getting calls, anything?
Just right Marietta and Capital, really.
Capital,
yeah.
Okay. What jumps out to you at those two schools? Have you seen them both play in person?
Yeah, they're pretty good schools. I've talked to them a lot, yeah.
Okay, where do you want to major in? What's your future look like?
I really want to be a businessman. I don't know which one, but like marketing, finance, and stuff like that.
Okay, I think Medhani wants some of that too, doesn't he?
Yeah, we got a lot of classes here at Columbus State. We take their CCP courses.
Are you in like the DECA or some of that stuff? Do you guys, you know what that is?
No.
It's like that marketing program. You're not in that, but just some of these other ones. Yeah, he wants to go to like Chicago, doesn't he, Medhani? Is there any chance? Who's your buddy on this team? If you wanted to play college basketball together with somebody, you're going to have 11 guys that aren't going to like the answer. But
obviously everybody it would be nice to play with. But I would say Jacob's my go-to guy, same age, just a leader. We feel like we were in the same boat. Now we're just leaders now, so yeah.
And that's maybe, can we end with this? How rewarding is this? I mean, you got your chance last year, but I remember early this season, Coach Trustley saying there are guys like Elijah McCree, Jacob Medhani, kind of waiting their turn. They've been busting their butt, wanting an opportunity. Even Tyson, he's like, it's the first time Tyson's getting to play, but without his brothers, being in the brother's shadow. What has that been like? I know this isn't about you. You don't ever communicate that, but to see nights like these after all the work that you put in, what does that mean to you?
It feels good to finally, just see our hard work pay off, and just having to step up and take that. And I feel like I'm doing a good job, just as the other leaders and the other players who had to step up. I feel like we're just doing real good.
I agree. Where are you eating tonight?
I don't know yet. We had Roosters last night. I don't know if we can go there again, but we just might. I don't know.
Did the whole team go? Most of the guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So, what sauce you go with there?
Ranch.
Okay.
Oh, you talking about the wings? Yeah, I actually went with the pizza last time.
Oh, you got the pizza there.
I got a pizza.
You get the little wing in the middle still. Yeah. But who eats the Carolina Gold here? One of those guys. Tony. Tony's curry. What's your sauce of choice?
If it's not Carolina Gold, I would go with hot garlic.
Hot garlic. I'll get some of those. Thinking of you then. Congrats. Sure. We love watching you play. Keep up the good work. We'll talk to you probably again for sure. So that is Elijah McCree, gracious enough to stay late, talk a little bit of basketball with us. He appears courtesy of Ohio Christian University. Ohio Christian University, you can apply right now at ohiochristian.edu/apply and start your journey at Ohio Christian University this fall. Be known, be rooted, and be ready. So, he's our player of the game. When you score 32 points, we're going to put a headset on you after the game, and we're going to go through some final scoring numbers in this game. Did I do that already, Coop? I think we did, didn't we? We did post-game stats. So we've talked to Lawrence Pack. We've talked to Jacob Medhani, and I think my voice is saying, Rick Cooper, it is time to shut it down. So my ENT, Dr. Daniel Chase, would not be very happy right now that Rick Cooper is doing a 2.5-hour broadcast. But I'm going to take one more sip of H2O. And I'm going to tell you what looking ahead for these two basketball teams. Ignatius, next Friday night at St. Ed's. It's their big rival up there. As we said, they beat St. Ed's 4 weeks ago. They'll try to win and sweep the season series. They'll play Villa Angela St. Joe's on Tuesday the 10th. That's the house that Clark Kellogg and Desmond Howard built. February 13th, home against Warrensville Heights. That's the home of Brad Sellers. I think Brad Sellers, former basketball Buckeye, last I heard was the mayor of Warrensville Heights. And then they host Archbishop Hoban, the Division I state champs from a couple of years ago. 23, they were the ones that beat Pick Central, weren't they, when the Tigers were trying to make a run? First state title in school history for Hoban that year. They'll play Hoban on February 20th. North has a lot of basketball games. Every team that we cover has played more games than Westerville North. That's going to slowly change. Tuesday night at Big Walnut, Tuesday night at Westland, 7:30. Home against Big Walnut on Friday, 7:30. Anthony Kalo in town Tuesday the 10th with Olentangy Orange, 7:30. They go to Kilbourne on February 13th. The makeup game against Pick Central at Pick Central is Tuesday, February 17th at 7:30. Dublin Scioto here February 20th to Friday night at Lima Senior. Maybe the game that it may be worth the road trip. Saturday, February 21st. I think we're going to make it 3 p.m. tip time up at Lima Senior. And then Tuesday, February 24th, they finish up the regular season here at home against Olentangy Liberty. There is no rematch in this series. It's the lone meeting and only the fourth meeting all time between these two teams. The next time we talk to you is next Friday night when Big Walnut comes to town. We'll have that one for you, 7 o'clock, the pregame, and our final regular season broadcast is that game against Olentangy Orange on Tuesday, February the 10th. I can't go through the entire post-game schedule, but I can tell you that Westerville North is going to begin that run to hopefully a back-to-back state championship with a district semifinal game on Monday, March 2nd. It'll be a game here at Westerville North, and postseason games, at least in the district semis, are 7 p.m. start. So put that on your schedule and make note of that. Well, I think that puts a wrap on Saturday Night Hoops presented by Krieger Ford. Thanks to the head coaches in this game, Shan Trussley at North, Tom Parker at Ignatius. Thanks to Westerville North assistant coach Lawrence Pack, and a big thank you to Joe Mertens, kind of the director of basketball ops at Ignatius, for giving us every nugget we needed as well. Thanks to the guys that helped bring it to you tonight, Ricky Price and Ty Cooper. Tonight's official game sponsor, Zach Steffen and Steffen Family Dental. You can learn more by visiting SteffenFamilyDental.com. They provide comprehensive treatment plans and thorough communication throughout the process that leads to predictable results. And you can order a permanent digital download of tonight's broadcast. All the details on how you can do that are on our screen right now. Coop, the voice is done. But what a night tonight for Westerville North basketball as we put a wrap on the Romeo's Pizza post-game show. For Shan Trussley, Lawrence Pack, Elijah McCree, Ricky Cooper, Price Cooper, Ty Cooper, and our entire Westerville North broadcast team. My name is Rick Cooper, saying so long from here at Westerville North, where the Warriors dominate the St. Ignatius Wildcats, led by as many as 32. They win tonight by the final of 77-59. We'll talk to you next Friday night when Big Walnut comes to town. 7 o'clock, the North Star Family Dental pregame show. 7:30, the Middlefield Bank opening tip. Until then, thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody.